But in the meantime, I'll show off what I'm doing here. I'm working on Riverview here. I decided to drop Sri Lanka and
Nice.
go into a go into a good map.
Are we live? We are live. Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's WTG here, aka the FS Encyclopedia. How is everyone doing today? Oh, yo, I like that out. I like that intro.
Oh yeah.
Love that intro. Ooh, I just came up with that actually, just on the spot.
Hey, can't can't fault genius.
I'm an idiot. What are you talking about?
Oh man, can you tell it's Sunday and we're excited to talk about mods, maps, and all the like? I'm excited. Are you excited?
Ooh, I'm more than excited.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Let me get this loaded up right here. All right. Oh yeah, and plus we got, I wouldn't say a whole bunch of news, but we got some pretty good stuff to go over for news. I mean,
Yeah, we do.
that shouldn't take too long though. It should be just pretty quick going through that.
Oh
So
no. Tonight is going to be focused very heavily on the mod side. Holy smokes.
yeah. So for anyone out there listening, I just want to put that here, put this out here right now. Is that the new mods might take us 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours to go through.
Mm-hmm.
The news might take 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes to go through. So just sit back and relax. Bree brought up a really good point actually earlier today.
Let's hear it.
So she was like, "Listen, so you know how you and BD have this agribusiness tonight?" And I was like, "Yeah." It's like you do it every Sunday. I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "You've been nothing but consistent with that." And I was like, "Yeah, what's your point?" And then she goes, "Listen, I have an idea. Why don't you guys, while you guys are doing that," and then she said, "Listen, I'll figure it out for you. But why don't you turn it into a broadcast too?"
What do you mean?
So, 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 like how we're live right now on YouTube, we're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, she wants to be able to eventually, like while we're live, like make it into a broadcast so people who like don't have a computer or aren't able to like actually pull it up on their phone and watch, like they can open like
Oh, like a Spotify kind of thing?
yeah, and listen to our broadcast, listen to us.
Oh, yeah, like audio only.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
So
No, that's a great idea.
I was like, so
Bree, you're a genius.
yeah, she's sleeping at the moment, but
All right, well, tell her when she wakes up.
yeah.
Tell her BDD says she's a genius.
You are a genius. Oh no, I'm sorry. I have to say it like Batman. You're a genius. Yo, I surprised the heck out of a customer the other day at Z-Mart because
Uh-oh.
no, so the dude loves Batman. Like he was wearing a Batman shirt. This is like the Dark Knight Rises on it. It's like it was super super awesome. The dude was trying to sound like Bane and Batman. The dude sounded
Jeez.
awful. And I'm like, yo, good try, man. And the dude looks at me. He goes, well, why don't you do it then? I'm like, fine. What you want me to do first? He goes, well, do Batman. I'm like, Batman. And that's actually pretty good. He goes, okay. He goes, do Bane. I'm like, okay. You ready for this? He goes, yeah. I'm gonna break you. But first. And he goes, how are you doing that?
Dude, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. Oh, I would have loved to have seen his face. It's like,
Yeah, his face was absolutely priceless. I should have got a picture of it, but I didn't. Shall we get started, or are you still waiting a couple minutes?
no, no, I was waiting on you bringing us live. Hey, hey now, hey now.
Coffee went down the wrong tube. All right.
All right, what did you learn?
Nothing. All right, let's.
Well, that's your first problem.
It's always my problem. All right. Just to start the night off with, which we got a Saturday mod, which very rarely ever happens. So the first one is going to be the John Deere 1775 NT 2022 by JHHG Modding. This is 43.08 megabytes to download. Now, all I'm going to say is this is well worth it. This thing sounds amazing. It is amazing. The awesome thing about it, though, is that all the individual things move. But the awesome part, which I was telling you about earlier, which I want to bring up. So if you compared this to Giants version, on day one release, like their John Deere Planners 1775 NT, right?
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
So there's a little. Let's see if I can find a picture of it. It's kind of like this up here. So I'm looking from the front of it basically, but it's on the back. I'm trying to see. Yeah, I can't get a picture of it, but it's basically like a. You can kind of see it right here. I can't really zoom in, but like right over there. So there's like a gauge. On the Giants version, doesn't do anything. It's just there. But on JAHG moddings, when you start it up, you actually see the pressure gauge move and go upwards and like flicker back and forth a little bit. And and there's an option to have chains that dangle downwards while you're driving across the ground. They'll actually like flow with the ground.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and as soon as you pick it up, you can actually see them like slowly come off the ground and then like swing a little bit and then stop. It's like, oh.
Oh man, that's so. Here's my take on this particular mod. It's 43, almost 44. We'll say 44 for sake of argument. Megabytes to install. I, as many people know, am rather particular about the size of my mods and things like that. So this one is already got a red flag based on the size. But, and this is a big but, when a mod is this highly detailed, when it has this many kind of, real to life features, and like what Will was saying there with the chains and everything going on with it, it's one of those where you can see where the details come in. And everybody knows I'm a details man. I love me some details. So this one, even though it's 44 megabytes to install, this one I would install all day, all night. It is a beautiful mod, and it just works. I mean, just flat out, it works. It looks great, and yeah, it's worth the install in my opinion.
It's only 14 slots on consoles too.
Yeah, which I mean, considering 14 slots but 40 megabytes, I mean that's not really that bad in the slot count.
Yeah, in 22, this right here would have been almost 30 slots.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jonah,
Every bit of it.
what is going on, man? It says, what up, Will T? What up? Um, the next one is actually probably one of the most highest rated maps I've seen so far in FS22. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that.
Spakovo, I believe, is how Ken taught me pronounce it yesterday.
This is by Rajo G Play and Jenkus. This is going to be 982.13 megabytes to download, but it does have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It does have 7 required mods, so you're looking at over a gig.
But I will say this, it's not 1.3. Not 1.3 whatsoever. So, the reason I giggled just a second ago is because I am a child at heart, and when I heard Jenkus, for some reason, I just kind of giggled and was like thinking just in my head, Jenkus! Like, just you want to scream that name for some reason. No particular reason at all. Just I feel like I just want to scream it. Anyways, this map is amazing. And yeah, it's very highly rated and it deserves that high rating. I gave it a 5 out of 5. And this map is just amazing. If you kind of look at it, the only complaint I had, and it's like so minimal, so minuscule of a complaint, is that all throughout the map there are these hidden sleep triggers, and there's like a dozen of them, just hidden in the properties and stuff like that. So the only reason it's even a complaint, quote unquote, is because it makes it harder to do tours when you're not expecting that kind of stuff. But that's a me problem. That's not a map problem. Still a 5 out of 5. Doesn't even affect the grade in the slightest, in my opinion. I think this map is brilliant. It's got so many details going on to it. The undulations are amazing. Color palette also fantastic. Yeah, 100% all day, all night. Yeah, it's over a gig. It might even be that 1.3 actual gigabytes when including the mods, but it's worth every single megabyte.
Yeah. Man, I personally haven't. I mean, I've watched videos. I've watched yours. I watched Farmer Klein's. I watched a couple of people's videos, and everyone is like, "This is a fantastic map. It's highly detailed and blah blah blah." So, all right, moving on. Next one is gonna be the JCB Fast Track 8330 by Just Farming. This is gonna be 32.97 megabytes to download.
So this one here, I'm meh about this one. I'm not a huge JCB. Like I'm not like, oh, I've got to have the latest and greatest JCB. That's just not me. I'm not a huge fan of them. Not that I have anything against them. But we take a look at the size, 32.97, so almost 33 megabytes. That's already above my kind of tractor threshold. About 25 meg is what I look for. Um, so that's already kind of iffy. Then JCBs, I don't know what it is, but it always seems like they are overspeed and underpowered, if that makes sense. I'm not saying that this one will necessarily do that, but can never get up to the maximum speed in the JCB. Never. It's just something about it. Now, there are details on this, but there's details that I personally don't care about, like the opening of the hoods, the doors, the things like that. Like those things, for me personally, I just don't much care about.
I do.
So it's just one of those where it's highly detailed. It's got those kind of little features, but not worth it in my opinion. So this one's one I'd pass on.
Yo, do you know who just dropped in my chat?
Who's that?
Yo, Superfly 1842. What is up? He says hi, Will. So
Yo, how's it going?
so Superfly, if anyone's wondering, is the creator of the Mars the Mission.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fantastic map, by the way.
Yo, that is coming back to 25. I think I remember you saying that you were converting it. Benji says, "Hey, Will in chat." Superfly says, "Benji, wow, long time no see, bud." And then Benji says, "Yeah, it's been a while." And Jonah says, "Benji."
Let's see. Jonah's on my chat as well. Says best informational stream about farm sim mods. 100%. Don't forget the news and maps.
Oh yeah.
Jonah, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Says hi. Jonah says hello. Ken says, what up, people? What up, Ken? Hope you're having a fantastic day as well. And Samuel Wilkinson Jr. says, hi, y'all. Happy Sunday night, y'all. Happy Sunday night to you. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. And Jody says, good day. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And that's it. I'm all caught up.
Benji says Jonah with a train. Let's see here. Next one is going to be the Massey Ferguson 7700S. This is by LS Agrar Ole. This is going to be 27.64 megabytes to download. I mean, I'm not a big Massey person, so.
I'm not huge on Massey myself either, but this one is closer to my threshold at 27, almost 28 megabytes. So that's a plus. You know, starting price 199,000. It's not that bad for a tractor of this size, considering the min power is 225 horsepower. So you're talking what? That's a medium tractor? Yeah, medium tractor. About closest comparable we got 225, 225. Oh, here we go. Be something like the Case Puma AFS Connect, as well as the New Holland T7 LWB PLMI. So this starts at 199.5. The Puma starts at 239.5, and also the same thing with New Holland. So already you're saving about 20, 20, almost 30. Oh no, actually closer to 40 grand right off the rip.
Yeah.
So price wise, you're saving 40 grand and you're getting the same power band. Actually, you're getting 1 horsepower more to start out with. The top end horsepower compared to the other two, this one is 280. The other two top out at 302. So you're missing on the maximum, but I mean that's a better starting point than that. So all in all, 28 megabytes, just a little over the threshold. I would install this.
I got you, Superfly. I got you. So he says, I'm so unmotivated to mod for FS at the moment. Several mods and testing for months. My fish brain doesn't have that long of attention span. When the time comes down, I'll crunch down on stuff. Oh man, you don't have the fish brain. What are you talking about?
I tell you what, if that's fish brain, then I would hate to see somebody with like mega brain. Seriously, like for those who have not seen Mars the Mission, like absolutely brilliant
Oh
map in
yeah.
my opinion. And this is not me trying to stroke your ego whatsoever. I just think it's a absolutely brilliant map. And the 2.0 version just made it just it eclipsed the 1.0. Eclipsed it by far and away. So it was one of those where, if you're saying fish brain, I would hate to see somebody in your position with mega brain. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I agree. Like Mars the Mission, like I played a lot of that in FS22. Like it was, it just blew my mind. It was completely different from what we've ever had. So
Well, you know what it was, in my opinion, is that you're right. It was completely different from what we've experienced up until that point. But unlike some of the other maps that were quote unquote different, it was one of those where it could be feasible one day. Like there was
yeah.
that one where basically it was like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm like? Okay, I don't see that one really ever happening, but I could see us colonizing another planet one day and having to farm and having to do all that kind of stuff. So it's not as far fetched as that one is to me. So that's
Holy
that's just me
cow!
personally.
Holy cow!
What did you do?
No. So Superfly is like, or John Deere's 6 Series is the low 200 range. Yep. And then Superfly also says LMAOOO. And then Benji with a whole bunch of laugh emojis. And Superfly says so much models in 2.0. Laugh emoji. Thanks, guys. You're welcome, man. I got you.
Hey man, you deserved it, man.
Oh yeah.
You,
He I don't make a job, but he also says I spent like a month on that train alone.
oh, it wouldn't surprise me if you told me that when everything was said and done, like you spent years on that whole map. Like I know it didn't feasibly actually take that long, but I mean,
Right.
again, I'm going by Dave terms, and Dave terms is that it would look like a two-dimensional stick figure. So the fact that you're able to do the train, do the map, do everything that you did on that, just mind blown. Anyways,
Um, he says, "Oh yeah, that sandbox one. Yeah.
yep, yep.
If you don't mind me asking this, Superfly, what mods do you have in testing right now, or pending testing, or whatever it is? Oh, also, if you ever make that map, I'll do a review on it."
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
So the next one I gotta open this up for. Next one is going to be the Buer Series 6105 6115, 6125, 6135. This is by Dogface. This is going to be, love the name. It's going to be a 19.09 megabytes to download.
All right, so less than 25 for a tractor. That's already a great start. You're talking 39,000 for the low end, 47,000 for the high end. I already this is hitting the mark for me personally. This is a great introductory tractor if you're wanting something that's going to be, cheap. It's going to be not that intrusive on the megabytes. So taking a look, saving because I pushed the wrong button like a funny man. Whoops. And small tractors, probably closest comparable. You're talking 100 horsepower is going to be probably the Fent. Are you all right over there?
Yo, no way. No way. Okay. I'm sorry. You can continue. I'll finish. Sorry. Sorry.
The closest one is the Fent 300 Vario. About 113 horsepower to start out with, but it's 134,500. So you're already talking almost 100K more for the in-game Fent as opposed to starting out with this with the same horsepower band. Now, the only thing that is, gonna be a drawback for this as compared to the Fent is that the Fent has a front 3-point link. This does not, at least according to the slides I'm seeing here. So if you're okay with saving $100,000 and not having a front 3-point link to start, there you go. So yeah, I would install this.
Yeah, until that one mod comes out, hopefully they can add a 3-point front because it looks like it has the pin hitch on the front.
Exactly.
So what I was clapping about over here is, so Superfly said that while I'd like Mars map in FS25 to be the same leap forward from where I took 1.0 to 2.0, just again 3.0 basically.
Wow.
Yeah. He also Superfly also said so this next part is referring to when I asked what mods he has in testing. So he's got his grain dryer. You remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that one.
The underground facility.
Ooh, nice.
The shed pack. And
Okay.
Header rack lift.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, now see that one I like.
Superfly also says been playing American Truck Simulator, hauling farming equipment and bales around the U.S. A little nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, I mean, so this brewer is not bad. No, it really is not. I mean, me personally, to drive an open cab, I prefer a 2-wheel drive, not a 4-wheel drive. But
Oh yeah, no, and I'm right there with you. If you're gonna go with the full retro, then really go for it. But it's one of those where, I mean, if you're looking for a good introductory tractor, this is a legit one. This is really good.
oh yeah, 100%. Next one is gonna be the New Holland TK4 series. This is by Peppa978. It's gonna be 21.17 megabytes to download. Now this basically is what we already have in game, like base game, but with more options and different sounds. So, I mean, everyone knows my personal opinion on New Holland.
So again, less than 25 megabytes to install, so not that bad. You do have the methane powered one that's base game. So, I mean, this is one of those where I personally don't often go after the mods where we already have something that's base game where it's just kind of adding a few little bonus features, right? So it's one of those where this one in particular, I'd probably end up skipping over, even though it's, below the threshold of the megabytes. It's just not, unless it's like a feature that's like an absolute game changer for that specific mod, then oftentimes I'm just not going to worry about it. For example, there's the belt system that we have, and base game we have the what is it called? just for an example. Okay, it's the Grimmy SL8022 Quantum. It's that belt system that you can just, raise and lower and extend out, the basic one.
Yeah.
Um, there's the Grimmy SL80 22 Quantum and TC816 Auto Load mod from the Mod Hub.
Yeah.
That one I downloaded in a heartbeat because it adds the pickup directly from the ground, which is excellent, and it gives you the wider array of stuff that it can handle and pick up kind of thing. So it's just one of those where, like, yeah, it's the same exact model, but it has other features that are like game changer for its specific mod.
Right. Right.
This one doesn't meet that threshold, so
Right.
I'm gonna skip over it.
That's New Holland. I'm Oh, good question there, Superfly. So Superfly says, what time zone are y'all in? Central here, 8:55 p.m. I am in Eastern Standard Time, and right now it is 9:56.
Same here.
Let's see here. Now I know that you're not a big like open the doors fans kind of person. I personally love that feature because I try to play it as realistic as I can. The next one is gonna be the Volvo LH pack. This is by Vagri, V Agri. Yeah, there we go, V Agri. This is gonna be 29.30 megabytes to download. I absolutely love this pack.
Okay, okay. So, I mean, 29 point, so we're going to say 30. 30 megabytes to install. You get a couple of wheel loaders. I mean, are these any different from what's in base game? LH 120 and 180. So,
Yeah. So we do have both those base game.
Yeah, so this is adding what? Colors, doors, rims, beacons, warning stickers. So, I mean, again, it's just this one in particular is an example of it doesn't add necessarily enough for me to be like, okay, yes, I need to install that. For an extra 30 megabytes, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna hold off on the install of this one. I mean, for colors and doors, just not enough for me.
Yeah. Man, I installed this right away. I was like, oh, I could open the door. Yes.
Well, see, here's the thing is I know there's some mods out there that and I'm thinking of a particular wheel loader from FS22 where the door opened the moment that you walked into it. It like swung open and then closed behind you, kind of thing, to kind of simulate, hey, I just walked into the cabin,
Right.
kind of thing. That I like. That I like a lot. But one that's manual, that just, based on the button combination, opens, closes, and stuff like that, it's just not a big enough feature for me to be like, okay, I'm gonna like dive whole, head first into this and really, take up the space for it.
Oh, I got you. I hear you on that. I don't blame you either.
I know you were saying like, oh, I play realistic and all that stuff, and I know we were discussing yesterday about, the whole thing that I was doing during the live stream, but then whiskey kept having the sneezing fits. I don't know what was going on there.
I don't know either. Superfly says, I love when the modder has it so the sound gets louder with the door open. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I'll give you that one.
Superfly says 82 Studios mods did that with the trucks too. Love that doors opening. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Next one would be the Volvo L120H pack. This is by Northern Light Modding. Oh, love the name. It's gonna be a 14.69 megabytes to download. Nice.
Easy over there.
So
So, again, this one falls into the same category. This is only 15 megabytes to install, so it's not that bad. But I mean, again, it looks like colors and stuff like that. It's not important enough to me to take up the space. So, again, another pass.
right. I got it on PC, but I didn't get it on my console. So your next one's gonna be the John Deere XUV845E and XUV845E4. This is by Agritono. This is going to be 23.74 megabytes to download. I had this installed.
So I don't tend to use these a whole lot, so this one I skipped over personally. But I mean, less than 25 megabytes to install. You get the couple of little side by sides and whatnot. I mean, yeah, it's fine. I didn't install it, but I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Right. Here, next one's going to be the Landstall Machines Pack. This is by JMZ and Landstall. This is going to be 81.89 megabytes to download. Now, I did install this, mainly due because it came with a 12 meter roller, which, if you watch my stream right now, is where I'm circling on this picture. That honestly is probably the only reason why I did install this is because of that. But I know Hispano has the other double roller in testing right now. That's the 12 meter. So once that comes out, I'm gonna install this pack. But
So this comes with a ton of mods. I mean, it's a giant pack. I mean, I can see, what is that? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, at
11,
least 10.
11.
11? Yeah, so I mean, you're getting a ton of stuff. Basically, you're getting everything that you could want to maintain your farm, basically beginning to end. And for less than 82 megabytes to install, it's not that bad. But again, it's one of those that me personally, I'm not huge on Landstall, so it's not something that I'm going to be like, okay, let me take up that, 82 megs to, have Landstall. So, although looks like a nice mod, looks like nice models and stuff, not something I'm going to run out and take up the space for. So, this would be a pass for me.
Yeah, I mean it's literally like a miniature DLC almost.
Oh yeah,
Superfly asked a pretty good question here.
let's hear it.
Said, I'm interested to hear your guys' opinion on these Giants mods that have been base game from FS22. Do you guys wish they were patched into base game? I understand console players are more biased. Now, I'm on both terms here. So do I think that they should have been like implemented into the game during patches? Yes. But on the other hand, I can see why they're doing it. So,
So, from my perspective as a console player, it's one of those where I agree, where I would love to see it as patches because a lot of these mods, they're so high in the megabyte count that I just immediately breeze past them. Just immediately. And we're only what? We're like what, 5 months into Farming
almost.
Simulator 25?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm already like 30 some percent full on my hard drive for my console.
48.
So again, this is all like every PC player out there is just snickering and laughing at me, and I get it. I completely understand. I get it. But it's one of those where these things we have to take into account, as console players. We have to think about the sizes. We have to think about, okay, can we sacrifice, this space for something that is, going to work for X, Y, and Z reasons. These are just the kind of things we have to think of, and it makes me wish that Giants would put these in as a patch, but like I said, it's something that I avoid a vast majority of the Giants mods, unless it's something that's like very unique, that nobody else has, kind of thing. And it's like, okay, this is going to be a quality of life mod. I'm going to sacrifice and go ahead and put in the extra space to have it, kind of thing.
Right. Well, he Superfly says I'm on PC and PS5. GF, which I'm assuming means girlfriend, plays the PS5. I wish their maps were base game. Yeah, especially for
Oh, don't you dare get me started on Silver on
1.3.
1.3. Ooh,
Uh,
1.3.
and the horse map. Womp womp womp
I, w- I was
womp.
literally getting ready to say, no, this is where the womp womps is
Yeah.
appropriate.
Let's see. He also says, I want to know why they are not in base game patches. Because I don't see the argument on their end to not implement them. Oh, he said silver 1.5 gigs. LOL.
Oh, Silver Run. Ah,
I don't know why.
we're, Will, we better move on. I'm feeling a rant coming on.
All right. Let's move on. But to answer your question, or Superfly, I don't know why. That'd be a question for Giants, not for me, because I have no idea.
It's above our pay grade.
Yeah, way above our pay. So the next one is going to be the Lizard PC8M. This is by JD Modding ARG. This is going to be 5.64 megabytes to download. Basically just an auger.
Yeah, it's just an auger. 6 megabytes to install. I do like though how it affixes to the back. So on the picture that I have here on my stream, it's affixed to the back of another mod, that basically can utilize it for other purposes downstream. So I don't know. It's one of those like kind of a realism kind of mod. I like it. I like it, and for 6 megabytes, I could see installing this at least bare minimum temporarily.
Right. Right. Actually, speaking of modder, next one's going to be the Lizard 4TT. This is also by JD Modding ARG. This is going to be 5.
Erg.
ARG. It's going to be 5.65 megabytes to download. It's basically just a small tipper.
Yeah, I mean, again, 6 megabytes to install. So I tend to use that $1,000 per 1,000 liter rule for my trailers. That's what I aim for at least. And this one is, 5,000 liters at $8,500. So it's already, overshot by quite a bit. You're talking, about 1,200 ish, give or take. And yeah, I mean, it's a nice looking model, but just because of that by itself, it kind of misses a mark. It's not something I would install because I can get other options for cheaper.
Right, right, right. I get that. Next one's going to be the Lizard RSD4. This is by EED123. It's going to be 9.39 megabytes to download. And then there's different options you get. There's also a silage version. Um, as far as I know, he is bringing his pull behind cloths forage harvester, so I think that will go perfect with that. But,
So copy and paste everything I said prior to this for the last one. $6,000 and a starting capacity of 4,500. So you're already over the mark for price. Almost 10 megabytes to install, and a lot of that's because of the various versions that are made from this. You got the silage version, and you got the tipper version, as well as the larger version of the tipper version. So it's, little bit extra, but again, it's over the mark, so not one I installed.
let's see. Superfly says LOL. Superfly also says the speed on those augers is always too slow for me. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. Also says
Mind if I catch up with the chat real quick?
yeah, yeah.
Let's see. Jody says, "How's everyone today? Doing fantastic, Bug. Thanks for asking." Ken says, "BDD can only see the top of the screenshots." Ah, my bad. Yeah, I've been I'm spacing. I'm spacing out. I'll get better about that. Samuel says, "I'm my family member, not good for prayers. Named Faye Wilkinson. I'm, I'm
Huh?
my family member, not. I think Sam's saying somebody in his family is not doing well. Uh, Send prayers. Their name is Faye.
Hmm.
So I will definitely keep you in my thoughts there, bud." Ken says Wilty hasn't gotten over yesterday's stream. LOL.
No.
No, no. Jonah says, bless you.
I,
Reaver, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says, ready for another 4 hour stream tonight? I mean, yeah, we got some stuff going on here tonight. We got a lot of mods to cover tonight.
right.
Jonah says, I sure am. Benji says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Benji. How you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Joseph, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Says, being a console player would be brutal. Oh, yes. There's all sorts of stuff we have to take into consideration. Absolutely. Ken says, oh no, there goes the 1.3. Oh, 1.3. Ken, 1.3.
1.3.
And Samuel says, thank you. All right, so I am caught back up.
Superfly says, good start from scratch trailer. Oh, yeah.
Yep, yep.
So your next one is going to be the. Okay. I have a little rant of myself for this one. So the next one is going to be the APV GK 300 M1 Full Edition. This is going to be by Weekend Farmers, T4Xs, and Zori Manu. This is 6.26 megabytes to download. Don't we have enough of these already?
So basically, this is a grass care seeder, isn't it? Like that it just does
Well,
seeds?
it also rolls too. So
Oh,
basically, let's see if I can make a picture. Yeah, so it's going over the grass, and it's like a grassland care roller. Like you just drive it over, and it gives it a nice fertilizer state. But you could also get an option to seed something else into the ground too.
yeah. See, I mean, it is what it is. It's not something I have or would ever use. 7 megabytes though, if this is something that you're looking for, I mean, hey, more power to you. It's not that big on the download, and yeah, looks fine. So if it's something that's up your alley, then I would install it, sure.
Where are y'all streaming at? Both on YouTube or someone on Twitch? Both of us are on YouTube.
That's right.
See here. Lizard Z525 by Puzzcap. Puzzcap's been around for a while.
Hmm.
It's gonna be 4.62 megabytes to download. Price tag is $1,500.
So I mean, you're talking 2.7 meter working width, which is not a large for a tedder, but looking at our kind of closest comparables, if I can, uh, I'm still to this day trying to figure out all these different menus. Closest one we have is the Poniger Alpenhit 4.4H. That's 4.4 meters and starts at $6,000. This is 1,500 and 2.7. So you're talking what? We'll say three for argument's sake. So you're talking extra $3,000 for roughly 6 meters. I mean, the price per meter width is actually not that bad. So you're actually going to save a little bit of money, and you're only talking 5 megabytes to install. I'd install this. I would absolutely install this.
Oh yeah. This is definitely like if you're just starting out, like the smallest you can go. Yeah, this is definitely a good one. Next one's gonna be the PLN Plows Pack. This is by FarmCat. This is gonna be 4.01 megabytes to download. You have three different sizes, three different working widths, three different horsepowers. So basically, you go from a 1.5, 1.4, 1.7.
All right, so chiselback plows. This is already a no right off the bat. If it's not a straight edge plow, it's a no for me. But to do our due diligence, let's go ahead and just kind of take a peek. Kind of the starting prices and stuff like that. We're talking $1,940 right off the bat. That's a huge cost savings right off the bat. You figure the working width is 1.05. The base game Pottinger Servo 25 is 1.2. So you're already talking the servo is 14 grand. This starts at 1,940. So you're already saving what almost 12 grand right there, right off the bat, and
Yeah.
you're only getting a small like zero point 0.1 meter working width difference. That's pretty good, and less than 5 megabytes to install. I would install this if I was, having to use a chisel back plow. But I mean, I'd rather go for a Lizard 6M or a Lizard MT any day of the week.
Right. Right. No, I agree. Agree 100%. So your next one's gonna be Seed Runner. This is by Schultz Modding. This is gonna be 9.13 megabytes to download. So you do have a base capacity, which is 4,000 liters. Then there's an unrealistic capacity. I think it's 40,000 liters. Your price tag is $7,500. But I do want to say beware when you use this, because there's two different versions. So you have your normal version, which you can use, and then the other one is the Seed Runner for Fiber Dash.
Okay, okay.
So, which is not
So
out
that's
yet
that trailer mod, correct?
from BC Builder. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, less than 10 megabytes to install, not that bad on download size. Base capacities, you're talking not that bad, 4,000 liters, times that by two, so that's 8,000 liters, and 7,500. Essentially, all this is an auger wagon that you have to carry around with you. So it's not a bad price when everything's said and done. $7,500 for 8,000 liter capacity, and yeah, it does seeds. I mean, essentially that's all it does is seeds. So
That's
it's limited
fertilizer.
as its function. Oh, and fertilizer. My apologies, but it doesn't do all the normal auger wagon things that the other things do. So that's kind of something to keep in mind. If you're just wanting something that totes around seed and fertilizer, this is something right up your alley. But if you're looking for something that's going to do all the things, you're spending almost 70 grand for the Demco 850 single auger grain cart. This is, you know, well, actually, yeah, no. So the Demco also does fertilizer. So, yeah, so it's one of those where it's really going to be up to the individual. It's going to be a push for me whether to install it or not, just because of the limiting auger wagon features that it doesn't have.
Right.
But it is quite a big cost savings if all you're caring about is seeds and fertilizer.
Right. 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 All right, Superfly. He says, time to head out for bed. Good night. Good chat, gentlemen. Have a great rest of the night. You too, man. Thank you so much for stopping in.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for stopping by. You have yourself a fantastic rest of your day.
Now this next one. This is actually a new brand in the Farming Simulator. This is Taylor Attachments Manure Fork Pack. This is by Ross and Mods. To be 7.33 megabytes to download. Yeah, so Taylor Attachments is a new brand in the farm sim.
So glad to see that we have a new brand here. Always happy to see a new brand. 8 megabytes to install is not that bad. You're talking a telehandler, manure fork, two versions it looks like with heavy duty tines is another version, and a skid steer manure fork. So you're talking three separate implements. I mean, honestly, we already got stuff like this base game. Unless you're a Taylor fan, then it's not something I personally would,
Right,
dive all over. So again, this one I would skip over.
right. Next one's gonna be Taylor Attachments Bag Lifter. This is also by Ross and Mods. This is gonna be 2.65 megabytes to download. It's like basically copy and paste.
Yep, exactly.
I do want to say that this is a manual though, so there's no like pulling up and attach. Like you actually have to like put them through the big bag and lift them up. So just to let everyone know. Let's see here. Next one's gonna be the self-made bale fork. This is gonna be Greenland Farming and Marco. It's like Marco Polo.
I almost made that same joke.
It's gonna be 2.41 megabytes to download. Price tag $800. I mean, I personally would pass on this.
This is a hard pass for me. So multiple reasons. The megabyte download less than three, or not that bad, not a big deal whatsoever. The price $800 for this. And this looks like it's all for front loaders. So looking at the front loader bale spikes that we have base game, the Albut is $600. So you're already spending $200 more for this and having to install it. That's a pass.
Right. Let's see here. Next one is going to be the Lizard Titan 19.5. This is by Classic American Icon Modding and Palau 2003. It's going to be 1.24 megabytes to download. Price tag $5,300. Working with 6 meters. It's basically a leveler. I actually installed this. This thing pushes like a lot.
So less than 2 megabytes to install. It's a leveling blade. It's not something that I personally download because I don't do a whole lot of silage work in the pits and stuff like that. So not something that I'm going to be like tripping over to install. So it's a pass for me, but not bad on megabytes, and it does the trick. It's 6 meter working with, all good things. So if you're somebody who likes to work in the pits, then yeah, this would be a good one for you.
Oh yeah, 100%. Next one is going to be Broom. So this is by Puzzcat. This is going to be 0.16 megabytes to download. Price tag of $20. Now, I do want to say, so this will actually delete all your stuff. Just beware because this thing will delete so much at once. So just be careful.
So I would skip this wholeheartedly. Megabyte size, fine, not that bad. I just don't see the point.
Right.
Like to delete your products, like just seems like it's going to be a good way to make an oops.
Right.
And I get it, like it's the realism kind of thing, but I don't know that one there. I don't see it.
Hey, can I take this broom in real life and give it to my old boss
Uh
so she can fly away? I'm horrible. She's awful. Cheryl. Her name is Cheryl, but she's awful. Let's see. So this next one is going to be a Counterweight 750. This is by Melmax. This is going to be 1.23 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $900. It's a weight.
It's a wait. Next.
Yep, basically. Hard pass. Yeah. Next one is going to be Modern Cow Barn and Garage Pack. This is by Camelios 0397. This is by 9.57 megabytes to download. So your garage is going to be $30,000. And your cow barn is going to be $120,000. The capacity is 150 cows.
So this is actually not that bad. 10 megabytes to install. You get a garage and a cow barn. Now, kind of looking at the comparables, not really concerned about the garage. The price is not that bad. So not something I'm going to be really too hard up on. But take a look at that cow barn though. $120,000 for 150 cows. Well, the closest thing that we got, oops, if I can, use a controller, for 120 cows, we really don't have a comparable per se outside of the Horman Cow Barn Large. That holds 96 cows. So this already holds more than 50 additional cows. The price tag of that one is $518,500. So you're already spending almost $400,000 less for this. So 10 megabytes to install and $400,000 saving, and you get more cows. Sign me up.
Now, there's one problem with that cow barn.
Uh-oh.
So, Looney Farm guy did a mod review on that. And he skipped a month, like he usually does when he tests them. He fast forwarded the next month, and they completely ran out of food.
So,
so just be aware of that when you when you do that. So, let's see here. Yeah, so I made a hard pass on that. So, next one is going to be Cow Farm Pack. This is also by Camelios 0397. This is going to be 31.70 megabytes to download. So you have a metal shed 36 by 18 meters, which is $43,000. You have Big Cow Barn, 36 by 18 meters, which is $85,000. Capacity 120 cows. Comes with a farmhouse, which is $25,000. You can't go inside of it. You have grain storage, 22 by 10 meters with silo, which is $47,000. Capacity 200,000 liters. You have a liquid fertilizer tank, $10,000. Capacity is 12,000 liters. Then you have a small sheep barn, which is $45,000. Capacity 45 sheep.
So all in all, this comes with one, two, three, four, five, six different items for this specific pack. So for less than 32 megabytes, that's not that bad. It looks very highly detailed. There's a lot of stuff going on for this. You get a pretty good array of stuff. You get sheep, you get cows, you get purchasing points for liquid fertilizer, you get grain storage, you get a farmhouse, you get all this stuff. And if you like the look of it, then yeah, this is going to be a pretty good one. I would actually install this because it's got a really good look. It's got a lot of stuff going for it, especially if you got a map that kind of looks probably European in nature, then this would probably fit in pretty well.
Now, I do want to say that it does say note. Manure can only be filled with a shovel or trailer. Now, on the very first screenshot, of course, you can see the slurry pit, which is fantastic. But do you know where the manure spawns?
My guess would be inside somewhere.
No. So the manure doesn't spawn anywhere. It automatically, for some odd reason, is invincible, and it spawns inside this wheelbarrow.
Really?
Yeah, so you actually have to go over there and fill it up. You can't even scoop it out. So I'm like,
Oh, yeah, that would be huh. That's weird.
and and the triggers are so close together for the slurry and milk that if you go to either trigger, it pops up for slurry. But
Mm.
but then when you back at an angle, thank you for Looney Farm guy for this. But when you back up to an angle, like right near the milk trigger, you'll get it. Which I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I could see that one being a little bit frustrating. So, I mean, overall, it still just sounds like it's functional. It's just kind of a design preference.
Yeah.
So, if you don't mind dealing with those kind of quote unquote eccentricities, then yeah, this would still be one I would install.
Oh yeah. Next one is going to be Cowshed 29 by 16. This is by Peisel. This is going to be 16.45 megabytes to download. So you have Cowshed, costs $55,000, holds 60 cows. Now you have Cowshed with pasture, $55,000, 60 cows. And you have Silage Silo, or aka Bunker Silo. It's going to be $5,000. Now it is nice because he did put capacity is 1.5 million liters. Wait, is that 1.5? So 1, 2, 3. No, 150,000 liters. There we go. All I want to say, very short roof. So make sure you have a very short vehicle, or you'll get, unless you're gonna have a very bad day. Um, also, the pasture you can expand. That's why it says the pasture is 60 cattle because that's the base. But
Yep.
you can expand the pasture out. Now, another thing, which I know Mr. Seeley pointed this out, and so did Looney Farm Guy. Where do the cows go? Because I'm looking at the second screenshot right here, and I watched their videos as well. When you expand the pasture out, there's no door for them to get inside the buildings. Where they go, just what are they? Doctor Strange now? Just go right to the wall.
They're ethereal cows. There, Will. What you don't understand is the farmer who has this building has figured out the way to just make them be able to turn in. Oh, even better. Klaus got a hold of them.
Oh boy.
But I mean, 17 megabytes to install, not that bad, considering you're getting essentially three buildings. You're getting the bunker silo and two versions of the same cow shed. Closest comparable we have is the Horman cow barn, 50 cow base. This is 60 cow base. So already you're getting 10 more cows base. This $55,000, the Horman $254,000. So
Right.
right off the bat, you're saving almost 200 grand and you're getting more cows. Yes, I would definitely install this.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hard pass for me, but so here, next one is going to be grain storages pack. This is by, go figure, Camelios0397. It's going to be 13.93 megabytes to download. So you do have a grain storage with weigh station, 35 by 32 meters. Price tag is $55,000. You have a grain storage 35 by 20 meters, which is $35,000. Then you have a metal shed, which is 16 by 10, which is $15,000, and concrete barrier, which is $50.
So 14 megabytes to install, and you get one, two, three, four different items with this particular pack. I mean, all in all, this is part of the reason why I really like Camelos is that you get a very highly detailed mod, in this case, a mod pack, while at the same time not having to break the bank on your megabytes. So all in all, you get grain silos, you get the metal shed, and you get the concrete barrier. I mean, yeah, I would install this. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, pass for me. Let's see. Next one's gonna be oh, yummy, yummy dessert factory. This is by TW Productions. This is gonna be 9.12 megabytes to download, and you can actually make a bunch of different stuffs for this. It does come with its own sell point. Now, have you realized in FS25 that a lot of modders are starting to take like their custom productions and actually make them build them in, so you won't need a separate sell point?
Say that one more time.
All right, so take this mod for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now take it as it is with a sell point. That's how it used to be, like in FS22. In FS25, a lot of modders are taking like their custom points, like their custom productions, and actually building them in so you can sell them at the in-game sell points instead of having to place down a sell
Gotcha.
point. So
Yeah, which that is nice. I do like it when they're able to kind of incorporate the already existing sell points. Um, but I mean, it's not a huge deal at the end of the day. Less than 10 megabytes to install, and you get one, two, three, four, five, six different production items that you can produce. Crema caramel, strawberry sorbet, chocolate mousse, chocolate fondant, chocolate brownies, and strawberry jam, all with various recipes and all that stuff. I mean, not that bad when everything's all said and done. So if you're looking for new ways to utilize things like eggs, milk, sugar, you got strawberries in here, you got chocolate in here, butter, sugar. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that is going to be downstream of downstreams. But all in all, yeah, I would install this. Less than 10 megabytes, and you got like another link in the chain.
and I mean I got it on PC, but I can get it on console. Let's see here. Next one is going to be New Wooden Sheds. This is by Martin CZ. This is going to be 13.89 megabytes to download. So you have New Wooden Sheds. Large shed with wood wall, 40 by 12, which is $30,000. Large shed, 40 by 12, $25,000. Square shed, 15 by 15, $20,000. And small shed, 16 by 8, $15,000. I mean, for me, it's a pass.
Yeah, for me as well. 14 megabytes to install. You get four different styles of sheds. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's basically 15 megabytes to have open paneled sheds. So, with the exception of one, it looks like you get one that's kind of enclosed. I mean, just not worth it for me.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it is another option out there for people who want to
Oh,
use
for
it.
sure.
Sure. Next one is going to be pile storage with roofing. This is by Zodel Zogt. This is going to be 9.42 megabytes to download. Now for this, you got a small silo. This is $23,500. You have medium silo, which is $42,750, and then large silo, which is $57,460. Now, for anyone wondering what this is, see buildings for storing crops, stones, grass products, wood chips, and manure. It does say the pack contains two different buildings, which can be roofed over as required. The buildings are each available in three capacities. The tarpaulin of the roofing can be colored as desired. So, just different kinds of silos, basically.
Yep, and that's it exactly. Now, 10 megabytes to install. I installed this. I installed this one. I love this mod. I'm a big fan of Zottelzak personally. I like their mods. They tend to come out with a lot of very good quality of life mods. And this one, I like it because number one, you can store things like stones, grass care, wood chips, manures, but it's all single use silos. So the moment you put in even a liter of one product, you can't put in a different type of product.
Right.
It's got the animation to where the product will grow inside the bunk.
This
So
is
it's
awesome.
basically just a way to have loose appearance items while at the same time having it off your map. And I like that. And the capacities on these things are huge. Like the large and small, I'm sorry, the large one was like I think 10 million liters or something. I'm trying to bring up my test map at the moment to actually see exactly what the capacities are. But I mean, at the end of the day, it comes with two separate styles. It comes with a new looking concrete bunker and a really ragged looking kind of exposed rebar style bunker as well. So you can see here on the front one, that's the exposed rebar and just like old and broken basically is what we'll call it. And then this one here, you can see the new kind of look to it. It's really sharp, and I finally got the map open. So if I go into silos all the way down, do 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 do. Oh my goodness, all these. I forgot about all these. Where is it? Where is it? Is that? No, that's a manure heap. I'm looking. I'm looking. All right. Well, you know what? You go ahead and move on because I'm passing by it apparently.
Do you want to catch up with your chat real quick?
Yeah, we can do such things. Let's see. Where did I leave off? I think. Do 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 do. Okay, we got Rail Fanning Jonah with the 1, 2, Benji with a 2. Everybody just chiming in there because I said that I was done at the moment. Thanks, y'all. Thank you. Got Ken says, "Oh look, guys, have Irish countdown going." Oh, Ken. We got Benji says that's funny. Ken says, "What up, Benji?" We got Jonah says, "Are we being too funny?" Question mark. Nah, we're fine. Benji says, "I hope that broom has the same physics as FS19." Sam says, "I'm out. Bye. Have a great night. Stay safe. See y'all later. Next stream. See you later." All right, Sam. Well, you have yourself a fantastic one. You take care. We'll see you again next time. Also says, "Good night. Great work. Nice. Stay safe." Let's see. We got Klaus the Farmyard Ghost says, "For once, I had nothing to do with that."
You had everything to do with it.
Uh, the Herd. How's it going, Herd? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says, "Hey there." Jonah says, "Welcome in, Herd." We got Ken says, "Hey, Herd." Herd says, "Thanks, Jonah. How you doing?" Let's see. We got Ken says, "The Herd can't wait to see the next episode of The Farm." Nice. We got Farmer Groot. How's it going? 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Oh my goodness, y'all are too much. Y'all are too much. I get it. I get it. I'm all set there, Will.
All right. Next one is going to be Small Garage. This is by Radx Games. This is going to be 10.53 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $12,000. This, all right, I have some words for this. This is a
Uh-oh.
very highly detailed shed, as you clearly can see. Very high detail. It's very low. It's a single shed. You can put a car in or whatever. This shed is 54 slots.
Oh yeah.
So,
Which, considering it's 11 megabytes, that's what blows my mind. Is it's not that high on the megabytes,
right,
considering the detail. But those slots, though,
right. Well,
holy smokes!
because it's poly count and stuff like that. Because in FS25, we
Yeah.
can have a higher poly count.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I mean, for me, it's a pass. So,
Yeah, I mean, it being a small garage is not one for me personally. So yeah, I mean, 11 megabytes to install it, not that bad. Price $12,000. Again, not that bad. So if it serves the purposes that you may have, great. For me personally, like we said, it's a pass.
right.
Quickly going back to the previous mod that we were talking about, the storage heaps. So I just found them. And the smallest one has a storage capacity of $100,000. The largest one is 10 million. I'm sorry, 10,000 liters. This largest one has 10. Bleh, I can talk, y'all. I swear. All right. The
Sure.
smallest one is 100,000 liters. The biggest one is 10 million liters. The biggest one is priced at 57,000 and it can hold things such as potatoes, sugar beets, red beets, carrots, parsnips, sugarcane, wood chips, beet pulp, silage, grass, hay, straw, chaff, manure, and stones. Whew, there we go. But it's only one item, one of those at a time per bunk.
Good.
We're good.
Next one is going to be Machine Shed with Gas Station. This is going to be by Dithmaster Modding. It's going to be 1.52 megabytes to download. Price tag is $35,000. I mean, for me, this is a pass.
So less than 2 megabytes to install, 35,000 to purchase. It's not that bad, really. Also includes the gas station on the side there. So it's it's one that I would install simply because it's not going to take up a lot of space and it's not that expensive.
Yeah, my big problem though is it does say gas station, but like some of these, it's like you have to like either like go around and hit like the wrench and like refill it with fuel or bring it yourself. Here you just pull when you refill your vehicle, you buy it.
Hmm.
So that's one of my big problems with that. So I'm like, huh, okay.
Makes sense.
Next one is gonna be Wooden Shelter. This is by Mally Y2K3 Powell. What a name. Okay. It's going to be 7.91 megabytes to download. Price tag $15,000. For me, a hard pass. I mean, it looks fantastic, but pass for me.
Yeah, I mean, 8 megabytes to install, 15 grand to buy. It does look really good. It's a smaller-ish shed, so you're really going to fit like your tractors and stuff into it. Not one that I would be necessarily interested in, but I could see the argument as to, those who would. So, pass for me, but I can understand those who would be like, nah, this is a good one. I like this one. I'd install it.
Oh, yeah. Next one is we Sell Your Antenna. This is by DD My Passion. It's going to be 2.88 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $10,000. And it does say your income is 48,000, 480,000, 4,800,000, and 48 million an hour.
Ka-ching.
I mean, I like this. I absolutely love this.
Same here. Yeah, this is definitely one that I like for less than 3 megabytes and 10 grand to start out buying. I mean, it's a generator. At the end of the day, it's a generator, and yeah, it's a good one. So yeah, I would install this, and did install this actually.
Yeah. Next one's going to be Wayne Stations. This is by Razak. This is going to be 0.29 megabytes to download. So you have Wayne Station Large, $50,000. Wayne Station Small, $35,000. I mean, yes, they are Wayne Stations. Yes, they're a bit longer for people who are wondering. But it's a hard pass for me. I don't really use Wayne Stations. Not that often. So,
Same here. I mean, megabytes, not that bad. It's less than zero point 0.3 megabytes.
yeah.
It's got a couple of variations on the weighing station, but overall, it's a weigh station. It's not something like unless you're looking for that hardcore realism and you want to be able to, oh yeah, let me pull into this area and drop, weights and all that stuff. Nah. Uh, I don't have time for that. I don't know about anybody else here, but yeah, not worth the zero point 0.3 megabytes in my opinion.
Right. Next is going to be Silage Silo Pack. And this is by Peisel. This is going to be 0.53 megabytes to download. You have multiple different silos in here. It looks like they're all $500 actually, which is kind of funny. As you can see here, this is what they look like. It's a pass for me. I don't like these kind of bunker silos.
So it would make me nervous, and based on what I'm seeing here in the screenshots, it looks like it has a ton of spillage out the sides, like not the sides, but the front and back kind of thing. Um, so that would drive me absolutely up a wall. Having all that product just spilling out, kind of thing. I mean, less than a megabyte to install. That's not bad, and you do get what looks to be like 9 different versions of the
Mm-hmm.
same bunker set.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not bad. I mean, especially for the megabyte size. So I mean, if you're doing bunker work and you want this kind of alternative, and for $500 to install a bunker, that's yeah, I could hear the argument for this one. So yeah, I would say this is a good one to install if you're into this.
Pass for me though. Next one's going to be solar panels. This is by Farmer 5 Tom. This is going to be 0.91 megabytes to download. Now, these are very interesting because you can like adjust the height on, but you can basically put these on any building and it generates you income, which I think is kind of neat. I mean, I personally didn't install it, but I think it's a pretty neat, nifty idea though.
So this one I did install. This is less than a megabyte to install. And yeah, you get all these different angles that you can install these at. And you don't have to sit there and worry about did the modder, have this as a additional option or a customization option. You can actually just kind of do this yourself, which is really nice. Basically you can turn any shed, building, house, anything into a money generator using this mod. So yeah, I installed it. I like it. It's a good one. I think it's worth the size and worth the investment.
Yeah. Next one's going to be Manure Pit. This is by Radex Games. This is going to be 1.96 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $2,000. This is meant for small farms. Like this is really meant for small farms. It's a pass for me, only because I feel like the second you go up to go scoop it, it's just going to go everywhere. So
Yeah, so this one I did install, but you're right. It is very, very small. It doesn't hold a lot of capacity whatsoever. I think it's only like 100,000 if I remember right. So yeah, it's just one of those, and it's also in a very weird spot in the menus. So normally when you have manure heaps, they're in silo extensions. This one's actually in silos.
right.
So that one kind of threw me off when I first installed this. But 2 grand for a manure pit is not that bad, and 100,000 liters. So it's small and it's cheap. So again, if you're looking for something small and cheap, there you go. Base game manure pit that we get, the manure heap. If I take a look, $25,000, but it's 4 million liters capacity. So it's a big price increase, big storage increase as well. So it's going to be one of those, yeah, like Will said, built for a small farm, but all in all, it's not bad.
Let's see. Next one is going to be Deco Stones T&L Big Pack 1. This is by Zodal Zog. This is going to be 8.43 megabytes to download. You have different sizes, different kinds. of these. Beware, because if you try putting a bunch of these together to make like a wall or like a kind of like a small little like grain area, it will actually go through them. So just beware of that. So,
I mean, this one kind of misses the mark for me. 9 MB to install, and you get some concrete barriers. I mean, meh. I don't see too many use cases for this, in my opinion. I'd see how they have some of the like storage or like the kind of deco almost in this screenshot here in the third screenshot, and then like tree bunks for another use case.
right,
Nah, I mean 9 MB. I'll use that somewhere else.
right. Let's see. Now, as for updates, we're only gonna be going over updates that are like that are big updates, make it like a new mod or whatever. They add something or just maps. But first update we're gonna talk about is Prairie Farm, Michigan. This is by Taylor Farms. This is gonna be 219.52 megabytes to download, and you do have changelog 1.1.0.0. New save not required. Remove fence and field. Fix tear dirt not showing in price list. Fix the ability to create flooded rice fields.
So I did the map update video for this one, and yeah, I was able to test all these and make sure that it seemed to be working. And all in all, it looked like everything was all fine and dandy. And yeah, it's all good.
Now this next one I'm going to talk about because this is me two box. This is by Schultz Modding. This is gonna be
Schultz.
0.34 megabytes to download. Price tag 75,000. I mean $75. The reason why we're going over this right now is because it does say version 1, but this is technically 1.1 because it's console release. So this is a brand new mod to console.
So if I'm looking at this correctly, it's just a mobile toolbox, correct?
It's a mobile toolbox, but I keep this as a big but. You cannot pick it up by hand, so you have to load it by pallet forks. And whenever you place it down, if you leave your game and then come back in, that's right where you'll find it. That's right where you place it down. But also another big thing too is you can't strap it down.
Mm,
So
yeah,
just
so those are two pretty big things. The fact that you can't pick it up by hand and you can't strap it down, that's going to be a problem for me. So, I mean, less than a megabyte to install, that's not bad. $75 to buy, also not bad. If you have to kind of repair on the road, I guess, then this is something up your alley, but with those kind of deficiencies in this particular mod, I'd probably just go ahead and skip it personally.
that's exactly what I did. Let's see here. Next one is gonna be. So this is gonna be Rentenbach. Rentenbach. This is by B4 Urine G4 Mingerar. I don't know how you pronounce that. It's gonna be 43.48 megabytes. Okay, that's not bad. 37 mods required. Get out of here with that.
Yeah, so I was trying to bring up on the background here what I graded this, and I gave this map a 3.5. And it's not bad, but essentially what they ended up doing is making the larger sized map, and instead of having it all kind of built in, they just used all the other mods that were available on the mod hub, just making them required mods. I mean, the overall map itself, it's actually not that bad. It really isn't. But having all these as required mods really kills it for me personally
Uh-huh.
because you're just sitting there just waiting for it to download all these individual mods on top of downloading the map. I mean, the map flew in and downloaded lickety split. 45 megabytes does that. But, having 30 some odd mods to go along with it, yeah, it was a bit much. So,
Which,
3.5 out of 5, but it's one of those that it's gonna have its detractors because of the required mods. Absolutely.
which just the required mods by themselves like made the map like 500 and something megabytes.
Which
So
is about the size of a normal map. I mean,
yeah,
that's around the size that we'd expect it. So it's not like it's completely undetailed or anything like that. It's got some charm to it. I will admit it's definitely got some charm. It's above average. About 3 is what I would say an average map would be. But I think it's above average. And what is it rated right now? About
uh,
2.7. So I'm about in the ballpark.
2.7 by 119. Ugh. I mean, the PC map that came out did better. You know.
Yeah.
All right, time to move on. But well, before we rant even more about this map. So your next one is gonna be the Lizard Warrior. This is by Omar Emre. This is gonna be 8.07 megabytes to download. So your base price is gonna be $119,000. This is not a bad truck. I mean, I got it on PC. I didn't get it on console. It's a pass for me. But
So, I mean, this one here is less than 9 megabytes to install, so not a bad download speed or download size. 460 horsepower puts it about the range of the Mac Anthem 6x4, and price 120,000 almost. Mac Anthem's 93.5. So, personally, I'd skip it. I'd skip this mod and I'd just go with the base game Mac Anthem because you're going to spend, about almost 30 grand less and get almost as much horsepower as you would with this. And actually, if you go in and you upgrade the engine to the highest capacity at 505, you're spending 2 grand more.
yeah. So
So, yeah, I would skip this.
next one is gonna be the Anthem 6x4 pack. This is also by Omar on Honor Emre. This is gonna be 27.27 megabytes to download. Now this I got. Now the reason why is because it does come with a flatbed version. It does come with a tanker version. It does come with a bale pallet version, but it also comes with a tipper that's built in, and I absolutely love that.
So, 28 megabytes to install. Yeah, you get all these different versions and like built-in tippers and tankers and trailers and all that stuff. I mean, personally, it's not enough for me to be like, okay, let me go ahead and install this. So this one would be a pass for me personally, but I can hear the argument as to the contrary.
Yeah. So your next one is going to be the Moment 24. This is by Orton Modding. This is going to be 19.63 megabytes to download. You have a base price of $109,000, required horsepower 250, and working with 11 meters. Now it does say capacity 5,000 liters of seed and 3,000 liters of liquid fertilizer. It does also hold solid fertilizer, which you can see right down here at the bottom. So you got 5 and 5. The nice thing about this mod right here is it does everything. So it does all your crops. So
Yeah, so this one is I installed this one. I'll go ahead right off the bat and say it. 20 megabytes to install. It's a bit higher on the megabytes, but like you said, it can handle everything. You can do all your crops, which is awesome. Closest comparable we have is the Lemkin Solitaire 12. That's a 12 meter. This is 11 meters. Now, the Solitaire is 165,000. This is 109. So you're already saving like 40 some thousand dollars by getting this one, and you're only sacrificing a meter but you're getting the whole kit and caboodle when it comes to the products that you can put into the ground.
Mhm.
On top of that, the Lemkin only does seeds. This does seeds and liquid fertilizer. So that's another, it's going to save you a step and it's going to save you money. Yeah, and you're going to be able to do both planting and then seeding crops. Sign me up.
I mean, I personally passed on it, but that's also because I'm not a big Massey person. I'm not a big Fendt person. Um, I mean, yes, it doesn't really matter about the brand. Um, I don't know. I tried using this in FS22. I just couldn't do it, and this is I don't know. I just didn't like it. Just me. That's just my personal opinion, though. So
I can respect that.
don't be wrong. I think it's phenomenal that it does every single crop, but no, just not for me. Next one's going to be the Wilson Paysetter. This is by FS Play. This is 7.02 megabytes to download. Price tag of $59,500. Capacity is 40,700 liters. I absolutely love this. I installed this.
So it's less than 8 megabytes to install, 60 grand, and 40,000 liter capacity, basically. I mean, it's all in all not that bad. I'm trying to find the semi truck trailers. Let's see. There we go. I mean, we've got, something like this. This is like the Load King, Prestige Super B. Now that is $110,000 for 75,600 liters. This is 40,000 700 liters with a $60,000 price tag. So you're almost halving the price by not even halving the literage. So all in all, this is a good mod. And yeah, 7.202 megabytes to install. I'd install this absolutely.
Let's see here. Next one is going to be the Brantner TA 23065 slash 2 Power 2 Plus. This is by Wastel? I don't know. It's going to be 11.61 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $33,000. You have a so the lower minimum is 22,000 liter capacity, and the highest is 33.6 liters, or 33,600 liters. I personally passed on this.
So again, looking for, the $1,000 per thousand liters, and this one fails that one right off the bat. $33,000 and you get 22,000 liters without the body. So that's the kind of the base, and you're already quite significantly over. 12 megabytes to install for a trailer also is going to be a bit high, but yeah, just that price tag right off the bat is not good for me. So this is a pass.
Next one is going to be the Lizard Tolva 12TT. This is by JD Modding ARG. ARG.
Arrgh.
ARG. This is going to be 8.46 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $10,000. Capacity, going to be 16,500 liters. Now, I did install this. This is basically a gravity wagon, and it looks phenomenal.
Same here. I installed it as well. Again, we're looking at trailers, so that whole $1,000 per thousand liters. This one meets it. 10 grand for 16,500 liters. You are getting a large capacity for not that large a price. And 9 megabytes to install. All in all, it's really good. It's really, really good. It holds all the crops that you expect it to hold. So yeah, I installed this one. I would recommend this one.
Next one would be the Lizard Tolva 8TT pack. This is also by JD Modding ARG. It's going to be 8.80 megabytes to download. You have a price range between $5,000 and $6,000. Capacity between 10,000. Yeah, 10,000 liters basically.
Yep.
This is nice because you can also use this as a gravity wagon, but you can also use it as an auger, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. I installed this.
So copy and paste everything I said before and put it into this one. So yeah, $5,000 is for the one gravity wagon with no auger. $6,000 is for the auger, or is for the auger version of this. Both of which are 10,000 liters, and both of them already come in at the less than $1,000 per thousand liters. So yeah, win win win. Less than 9 megabytes to install, and you can have a not only a auger wagon, but you can have an auger wagon that takes all the crops,
Uh-huh.
all of them. So it's not limited to like most other auger wagons where it's like the limited amount of crops, which just looking at like the Demco auger wagon takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 crops. I mean, this thing takes absolutely
Right.
everything. So it's a huge upgrade right off the gate. I mean, you're talking, loose cotton, stones, manure, lime, the whole nine yards. It basically takes all your base game products and will put it through the auger chute. So yeah, absolutely love this one.
Next one is going to be a lizard, or AKA Red Rock, 24-foot bale trailer. This is by Fast Farming. It's going to be 5.71 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $15,200. I mean, this personally to me is a pass.
So it's less than 6 megabytes to install, $15,000 to purchase. It's not a bad looking model. It's fine. I would install it. Nothing that would prohibit me from installing it. I didn't install it, but nothing that would make me be like, no, I'm gonna turn my nose up to it.
Right, right. Next one is going to be the Lizard PT75. This is by Hydraulic. This is going to be 3.31 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $890. This for me is a pass. The only car trailer I actually really use is the one from Sluch's Modding. So
Yeah, hard pass for me as well. Less than 4 megabytes to install. It's less than a grand to buy, so it's not any of those reasons that would make me pass. It's that I almost never use a car trailer like this, so it's just not one that I'd be like, okay, let me take up the 4 megabytes of space just for this.
oh yeah. Next one is going to be the Flegel Silo Roller. This is by Weekend Farmers T4Xs. This is going to be 2.05 megabytes to download. Your price tag of $7,500. Working with 2.8 meters. This is a pass for me. I don't really use these. So,
But yeah, this is just a little silo compactor. Again, I don't do tons of work with bunker silos like this. So it's just one of those that it is what it is. Kind of taking a look at comparables. Its price is 7,500 and 2.8 meter working with. Base game, we got the Holaris Stego 485 Pro. That's 19,500, so this is significantly cheaper. And the Holaris is almost 5 meters wide, 4.9 to be exact. So you're looking at this is slightly better in the price per width ratio kind of thing. Um, so I wouldn't be opposed to this, but if I did more work, I'd probably install it. But yeah, this one probably just a skip for me just because of the lack of work I do with it.
right. Next one's going to be the Horse Joker 12RT. This is by Hispano. This is going to be 12.82 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $109,500. You have a required horsepower of 360 and working with a 12.2 meters. I absolutely love this. I installed it.
So less than 13 megabytes to install, not too bad. $109,500 to purchase, that's a lot of money, and 12.2 meter working with. So in-game comparables, because it's a disc Caro, we're looking at probably the Kinsey MacTill 412. That's 137,000 just for that. So you're already saving about 20 grand, right off the jump compared to the base game comparable. This mod is 12.2 meters. The Kinsey is 12 meters. So you're saving about 20 grand and you're getting a zero point 0.2 meter increase for 13 megabytes. Yeah, I'd install this.
Next one is gonna be the Canervalin Turbo 8000T. This is also by Hispano. This is gonna be 15.22 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $79,500. You have a horsepower required horsepower of 300, working with 7.7 meters. I like this. I installed this.
So the closest comparable that we have is the Horsch Tiger 8MT. That's 7.5 meter working width and 79,500. So it's the same exact price. It's a little bit bigger of a working width, zero point 0.2 meter working width larger and less than 16 megabytes to install. Uh, Horsepower comparison, the Horse Tiger base game is 440 horsepower. This is 300 horsepower. So it's a little bit bigger. It's the same price and about an extra 140 horsepower less requirement for this specific mod. So I would install this.
Next one is gonna be the Lizard SGIC. This is by Sir Vertex and Tilk Modding. This is going to be 11.13 megabytes to download. You do have a price tag, a base price of $14,000. I mean, so you do. There's a couple different versions of this. So you got between 100. So the required horsepower is between 110 and 140. Working with is between 2.5 and 3.2. So, I mean, I personally passed on this.
So this is showing as plows, but I mean they look like disc harrows. But we'll go with the
Plow.
plows just for sake of argument.
It is a plow.
Um, it is a plow?
Yeah.
Okay. So this one is less egregious to me than say like the chiselbacks, because this is somewhat predictable as to where they're going to line up for the most part. Um, so less than 12 megabytes to install. The kind of closest base game comparable for plows would be the Agribusniess POV 5XL. Looking at the kind of minimums here, 2.5 meter working with for the Agribusniess. Starts out at 2.5 as well. The Agribusniess is 16 grand. This is 14 grand. So you're saving $2,000 and less than 12 megabytes to install. Yeah, I would go with this.
Next one is going to be the Lizard U240. This is by Camille R1. This is going to be 8.16 megabytes to download. Price tag of $3,500. Required horsepower is 30. And working with is 2 meters. I passed on this.
So if you're looking for a disc harrow, this is kind of a good in-betweensy. And what I mean by that, for less than 9 megabytes to install, this kind of fits in between the Salac TV100 at an $1,800 purchase price and the Notch, Nooch, Niche, whatever that word is, Crossmax 300 at $9,000 and 3 meters working with. So this is literally in between in size, it's in between in price. I mean, it's just good in between. So if you're looking for something that isn't as small as the Salac and isn't as big as the Notch, isn't as expensive as the whatever that word is, yeah, this would be a good one. I'd install this.
Or your AKA small farm shenanigans.
Small farm shenanigans. Gotta love them.
Next one is going to be the Dusseldorf. Love the name. Dusseldorf. Big bag handler. This is by AW Modding ABP team. This is going to be 2.40 megabytes to download. Price tag of $935. This is a hard pass for me. I don't ever really use big bag lifters. So.
Yeah, I mean, closest game comparable we have is the Quickie Big Bag Lifter Single. $700 to purchase that base game. This is $935. So you're already talking an extra $235 just to have this mod, plus some 3 megabytes to install it. I mean, yeah, no, it's a hard pass for me.
Next one is going to be the Tractor Triangle. This is by Weekend Farmers T4Xs. This is going to be 0.29 megabytes to download. Price tag of $550. Hard pass. I don't ever use these. So
Same.
Basically, just a weight, unless you have a thing that will attach to it, which we don't really have that many things. So, next one is going to be the fillable big box. This is by Premium AG or Egg. It's going to be 4.12 megabytes to download. Price tag of $180. And it will hold 550 liters. This is a pass for me too.
These kind of mods I don't mind. And the reason being is you can very cheaply and easily make yourself a trailer from a flatbed. So 5 megabytes to install, you get a capacity of 550 liters per box and is only $180. You figure you get 5 of these boxes, right? You're talking about 2,500 plus liters, give or take, and you're spending less than $1,000, for the lot. So you get yourself a cheap flatbed trailer, strap them down, and now you've got a nearly 5,000 liter trailer for super 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 cheap. So I don't know. It's one of those that it's kind of a unique way of toting around your items. If it's up your alley, then great. If not, then I understand that as well. Less than 5 megabytes, it's not that big of an install. So yeah, I would install this, and I think I did install it actually.
Let's see. Next one is going to be the Rudolph Horman Equestrian pack. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Equestrian.
Oh, thank you. This is by Missy B. It's going to be 18.40 megabytes to download. So you do have a horse stable. This is costs $90,000. It does hold 16 horses. You do have the riding hall, which is $65,000. And you have your outdoor training area, which is $25,000. This is a pass for me, only because I don't do horses. So
Same. Same here. 20 megabytes to install. I mean, 19 basically. You got 3 styles of horse stables. Meh. Just a hard meh. The horses and stuff like that, I very, very, very rarely even touch them. And it's got to be for a Let's Play series, and it's got to be like for like a very small amount. So having the large spaces and all that stuff, like this would be completely antithetical to anything that I would do for anything. So yeah, this would be a hard pass for me.
right. Next one is going to be Garage with Cowshed. This is by Mr. Bubber? Buber? I don't know how you pronounce that. It's going to be 114.61 megabytes to download. It does cost $100,000. I don't remember how many cows this holds. It wasn't very many. I think it was like under 40. Very, very highly detailed, like extremely detailed, and you can expand the pasture out. And it was like over 50 slots for this too. So
Hard pass. Hard pass. 115 megabytes to install. So it looks fantastic. It looks absolutely fantastic. The modder did a fantastic job. Holy smokes, 115 megabytes to install it, plus the slot count. I mean, yeah, this is nuts, absolutely nuts. And just you can take a look at the second to last of the screenshots here. This is how insanely detailed this is. If you take a look at the kind of bottom right hand corner of the second to last slide here, I'm kind of tracing around with my mouse. That to me looks like an actual hook latch for a lock. Like that's how detailed this thing is. It's just got all this stuff. It's got all the kind of like barrels and boxes and all this stuff kind of it's in there. This is one of those that this is made for PCs. It's made for it. I mean, yeah, It looks incredible, but a hard pass for a console player, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, 100%. Next one is going to be Cow Pasture. This is by Missy B. This is going to be 3.26 megabytes to download. So yeah, a price tag of $80,000. Does hold 100 cows. So that's the English uh, cow barn without pasture. And then if you do have one, it holds 200 cows. And you can expand the fence on it. And it does say capacity for all that as well. I grabbed this. Absolutely love this mod.
Yeah, no, this is a good one, without a shadow of a doubt. 4 megabytes to install, not that big. 100 cow minimum, so closest comparable we have is the Horman Cow Barn Large, 96 cows. This costs $80,000 for the 100 cows. The base game, 518,000. You're saving $418,000, and you're getting four additional room for cows. Sign me up all day, all night for this one.
Right. Well, let's see here. Next one is going to be the Easy Shed Pack. This is by DD My Passion. It's going to be 7.37 megabytes to download. There are multiple different sheds, but basically what this shed pack does is it's a lift. So you have the top part and you have the lower part. So basically, so you can lower it down, put your stuff up top, and then raise it upwards. It's like a hydraulic lift, basically, but built into a shed. I just want to make this aware. People, there was a building, which I believe it is also in here as well. Yeah, so it's the last screenshot, the big building. This kept popping up constantly in everyone's map, saying couldn't place down, couldn't flatten. Do not, and I repeat, do not put this on free build, because the floor will just go right through the ground. Make sure you place this down normally. Yes, there will be a gaping hole underneath, but trust me, this is a pass for me, though. I didn't even bother with this one.
So less than 8 megabytes to install. It's one of those where likely it's either going to need an update or something along those lines. But I mean, I can understand and I appreciate the concept behind it. So this is one that I would install, um, although knowing that there may be some issues by installing it.
Yeah. Now, I don't know about you, man, but for me, the next 5 mods should have been in a pack.
So, quick funny story. I forget who or where I saw this, but I literally saw that same exact sentiment in somewhere. I can't remember where. But the gist of it was we have all these mods that are being required to be rolled into packs and needing X, Y, and Z reasons. And here we are with these five specific mods that are essentially the same exact thing. They're basically auto load buildings and bale and pallet storages, and they get to have it all separate out and all this stuff. And I forget exactly how they put it, but I was just rolling because they're basically like, oh, they put these two tangentially connected mods, forcing them together in a pack, and this gets five separate, install points. Like, okay, here we go. There's consistency for you.
I'm not going to go over these. I think we just skip over them. All I'm going to say is that they should have been in a pack. If you want different sizes or different capacities for basically a building that will set bales and pallets for auto load, there you go. There's gonna be no point for going over it because we'd be here all day. so, so
So the one thing I will say is I do like these. I've always liked them from DD Mod Passions, and this has been, I think, the now third iteration where I've seen these in. I like them, and I have installed them, and yeah, the sizes of them is not that big. when all things are said and done. You get quite a bit of storage with them, and you get a good arrangement of sizes. So you can fit in small maps, large maps. You get a pretty wide range.
And I do want to say though, these right here were big in FS19. It was the very first thing that we had that could like auto load bales.
Yep.
So, so here, moving on. Next one is going to be the large metal pavilion pack. This is be by FSG Modding FSG Devar. It's going to be 1.11 megabytes to download. Now this comes with the large metal pavilion, which is $95,000. And then you have the large metal pavilion with walls. It's selectable in the configuration. It's $105,000. Then you have the large metal pavilion with walls and repair, which is just repair and customize, no repaint or sell. It's gonna be $110,000, and then you have the large metal pavilion with walls and bunker silo, which is $180,000. Holds 3.5 million liters. Absolutely love this.
So less than 2 megabytes to install, and you get what, four separate styles of
Yeah.
pavilions to put in. Yeah, install this all day and all night. I like this one.
And the best thing is too, you don't even have to go with the repair trigger. All you gotta do is the whole building is the repair trigger.
Yep.
So, which is nice. Next one is going to be Wholesale Market. This is by Brummy Farmer or Brummy Farmer. It's going to be 5.73 megabytes to download. You do have a price tag of $95,000. That's basically a sell point. Pass for me though. It does. It looks absolutely phenomenal, but pass for me.
Looks really good. 6 megabytes to install, 95,000 to buy. There's nothing that would disqualify it per se if you're looking for a highly detailed sell point kind of thing. Um, Not something I installed, but not something I would be opposed to installing.
Next one is going to be the Workbench Pack. This is by Premium Egg. It's going to be 12.69 megabytes to download. It comes with several different workshop triggers. It comes with decoration packs. These are customize and repair, no repaint. But the thing that separates these from other things is that if you actually walk up to it, you can actually open up a drawer. You can start the drill. You can actually see it go down, come back up, and then you can operate the like the hand crank, like the vice grip. Like you can open up drawers and stuff like that. So, I mean, I personally passed on it, but
I mean, for 13 megabytes to install is not that bad. Now, 13 megabytes to install a repair trigger, that might be a bit heavy for what you're getting. But I mean, the fact that you get so many details, like Will's pointing out here, that's kind of a really good thing. And considering 13 megabytes is all it takes, I wouldn't. Again, I did install, but would not be opposed to install this.
right. Next one is going to be Self-Made Machinery Shed. This is by Zero Net Rex Zero and Bloodseco. It's going to be 3.29 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $5,000. Pass. I passed on this.
4 megabytes to install, 5 grand to buy. It's not a bad looking model. It's just a simple, overhead shed kind of thing. I'd be okay with this one.
All right, next one is going to be an update. This is going to be for Four Fields by Omatana. This is 235.80 megabytes to download. Now for the change 1.0.0.1. The unloading and loading triggers for farm supply production does not work. The unloading trigger for the windmill now works. The red barns can be sold on any farm, which BDD pointed out to me because someone told him that you have to have a new save game for that. There are no starting vehicles in Farm Manager and Start from Scratch mode. A tree in the northwest has been brought down to the ground, and it does say no need for a new save unless if it's the red barns can be sold.
Yeah, so big shout out to Dust Bunny for pointing that out to me. Apparently, she had spoken directly to Omatana, and Omatana had actually informed her that she was mistaken when she said no new save game was required. But it was specifically the Red Barns. If you want the ability to delete them, then you have to have a new save. That's just how she, I guess she just didn't know at the time or something changed. Um, but yeah, big shout out to Dust Bunny. Thank you so much for letting me know that. And I also made an additional information video to point out that that was, incorrect based on the description that was given.
Right. I mean, it's not doing too bad. I mean, it's got a 4.4 by 451. So,
I mean, as I mentioned before, this is not my favorite map.
right.
Just it's not my style whatsoever.
Right.
But I mean, obviously, I'm in the minority on this one because I mean, 4.4 with almost 450 people, grading it. I'm obviously I'm not its target audience, apparently.
Right. Let's see here. Next one's be the John Deere S7 series. This is by Skitka. I think it's pronounced it. Simulators. This will be 23.95 megabytes to download. Literally, the only thing that's different is you have one option for wheels, and you can manually adjust the ladder. That's it. Everything else is the same from base game.
Hard pass.
Oh yeah.
Hard pass for me. 24 megabytes to install, and yeah, just a couple, like I've been talking about all night here, just a couple little tweaks and options. Like it's not enough to be able to be like, oh yeah, let me go and download this. Let me spend another 24 megabytes to install this for, a manual adjusted ladder and a, small little thing here and there.
Right. I mean, I'm a big John Deere fan, but I passed on this. Next one's gonna be the JCB Teletruck. This is by Ross and Mods. This is gonna be 9.61 megabytes to download. I absolutely love this.
So 10 megabytes to install, the cheapest one being $48,000 to buy. It's, I mean, essentially, it's just a little, what's the skid steer? It's essentially just a little skid steer, but it's also like a little telehandler too. It's like a mini telehandler is all it is.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 megabytes to install, and you get an itty bitty telehandler. It's so cute. It's just itty bitty. Um, I mean, I didn't download it, but it's not one that I would be opposed to install.
All right. Now, for all you people out there that want to complain we don't have enough trucks and say we need this, we need that, and you guys want to complain about every little thing, here you go. Super Duty Pickup by Roughneck Modding Crew, which already has a 4.5 star rating by 1,085 people. It's 34.13 megabytes to download. Now, I will say this. I absolutely love this truck. It's a great truck.
It looks good. It's a Ford, but it looks good. 35 megabytes to install. I mean, it's a bit high for a truck. I mean, but 42,500. You figure base game comparable would be, our basic pickup truck 2017, $45,000 to buy, 300 horsepower. This is 42,500, so it's $2,500 cheaper, and it's got about 440 horsepower more than base game. So yeah, this is going to be one that I would personally pass, but I would understand those who are like, yeah, I want this variety, or I want this brand, or I want whatever. I can see the argument. So not one I would be like so opposed to that I'd be like, no, don't worry about it.
Right, right. Next one's gonna be the Lizard Cart. This is by Sluchus Modding. This is gonna be 7.03 megabytes to download. price tag of $1,250. That's starting out. I have one thing to say. One thing to say. Appreciate the mod. Appreciate any mods that come out. This is not farm simulated. Not even in the slightest. Get it out of here.
So yeah, this would be a pass for me as well. I mean, 8 MB to install, and you get a little racing go kart. It is what it is, and like you said, it looks good. It's here. Appreciate any mod that comes out, but just not something I would ever use, ever install. It would be just a wasted 8 MB. So
Right.
yeah, pass.
Next one is gonna be the Bailey Bowser. This is also by Ross and Mods. Need a lot release. This is gonna be 16.75 megabytes to download. Your base price configuration is $29,000, and I'm pretty sure that's it. Like overall, because I don't think there's anything else that, if I remember correctly, I grabbed this. I absolutely love this. So like the very last picture, you can see the like the front container on the side, like right below the tank. That's on both sides. You can open both those up. Plus, you can open the back up too. So, which is kind of neat. I absolutely love this though, and it does have an unrealistic capacity for 1 million liters. For anyone wondering.
Nice.
I don't use it.
So 17 MB to install this, $29,000 to buy, 18,000 base capacity. I mean, it's actually not that bad. Now the size is a bit much. 17 MB for a liquids tanker that's up there. Base game we have the Lizard MKS 8, $25,000 to buy. So this is $4,000 more than base, but the capacity is more than double what the base game trailer is. Base game trailer is 8,000. This is 18,000. So it's more than double the capacity for not double the price. You're talking an extra $4,000 for more than double capacity. Yeah, this is a good one. And even though it's a bit higher on the install size, I would be okay with installing this.
And it's also a $0 increase to increase it to 1 million liters. So,
Oh yeah.
next one is gonna be the Lizard Art 2000 in big bags. This is by GNFS. This is going to be 4.55 megabytes to download. So your Lizard Art 2000 has a price tag of $3,500, required horsepower 75, and then your big bag seasoned fertilizer $100, and then your basically your refillable big bags is $200 for 1,000 liters. This is a pass for me.
Same. Same. This is, I mean, if you're looking to do something a very unique style, then here it is. But me personally, I'm not looking for this style of uniqueness. I'm gonna stick with a front loader or whatever the case may be in order to get my seeds in.
Right. Next one is with the Schwartzmüller Tandem. This is by Wolfx Modding. This is going to be 2.82 megabytes to download. Your price tag of $25,000. Do not use this mod until it gets an update.
Uh-oh.
Because in a couple of the configurations for wide tires, it has no tires. It just drops right to the floor.
Oops.
So, I did speak with Wolfx Modding. He already sent an update in.
Nice.
So, me personally, pass.
Gotcha. Yeah. Once it's updated, when everything's all kind of said and done, I would absolutely install this. Less than 3 MB to install, $25,000 to buy, and you're looking at a little wood transport trailer. Yeah, fantastic. But definitely wait until it's updated.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because, I mean, even DJ Gohan bought it because he was like, well, sometimes it shows like this in the shop, but you buy tire, like you buy it, and then poof, there it goes. He walked over to like where it popped out, and he goes, oh, well, I guess it's part of the Titanic going down now. so
That's funny.
Next
Now,
one is
just real quick, you mind if I catch up with the chat?
oh, go right ahead.
Beauty. Taco de Groot, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says good evening, chat. Benji says good evening to Groot. We've got Benji saying hi to Taco. We got Taco saying hey to Benji. Taco says the cellular antenna is absolutely unreal with the incomes. Yes, so it does give you the various levels that you can do, so you can get like the more kind of closer to real to the unreal kind of thing. So it's one of those that I understand that yeah, it's going to be absurd, but it's very similar to the kind of whole government subsidy sign. Essentially, is that you can kind of tweak it out to be overpowered, or you can kind of leave it more realistic. Ken says the way BDD drives in game, he would need the toolbox to strap down. Yes, yes, I would. I would need that toolbox strapped down. Absolutely. Taco says 860 horsepower is not enough. Download the Hirschfield Transstar. Gotcha, gotcha. Ghost Boy Gaming, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says evening, everyone. Good evening, Ghost Boy. Also says Four Fields is more like a competition map. Uh, yeah, yeah, I could see that. That'd be something worth setting up. And yeah, I'm all caught up.
All right, perfect. Next one is be the Pottinger Jumbo 8540 BD, not BDD. Uh, this is by LS Agrar Ole. This is going to be 21.55 megabytes to download. You do have a price tag of $181,000 starting out. Capacity of 56,600 liters. Required horsepower of 320. This,
So go ahead.
no, I was going to say this is a pass for me.
So closest comparable that we have is the Bergman Shuttle 490S. That's $165,000, 300 horsepower required, and 49,500 liter capacity. So this is 181,000, so it's more expensive. 56,600 liters compared to the 49.5. So this is bigger, more expensive, and requires an extra 20 horsepower. So this is the closest comparable is the Bergman, but essentially this is like the next step above the Bergman. It's not too far out of line on the price scale. It's only an extra quick math, 5, 10, 15, yeah, $16,000 more. So all in all, it's not out of line. 21 megabytes, 22 megabytes to install is it's a bit high for my taste. But you do see where that megabyte is coming in. You do get the highly detailed. You get those kind of side curtains with the top closable door. You get the rear picture there on the backside. Shows, everyone needs agriculture with the kind of built up dinner table and all that stuff. It's nice. It's highly detailed. Um, Bit high in the megabyte, like I said. So it's one of those, probably would be a push for me. I could hear an argument either way.
Right. Next one is gonna be the Crampy Pro Body 760. This is by Woodcraft Modern. This is gonna be a 13.17 megabytes to download. Price tag of $45,500, and then your capacity is gonna be 34,300 liters to 40,000 liters. Pass for me.
Pass for me as well. It already fails the $1,000 per 1,000 liter test. So yeah, it's one of those that I would just skip it right off the bat.
Oh yeah. Next one is gonna be the Kloss Pickup 300. This is by RC3D Palachwich Group. This is gonna be 4.18 megabytes to download. Price tag of $25,000. Working with 3 meters. I did install this only because the base game doesn't have this unstoppable version, but this does, so it actually matches with it, which is nice.
I mean, 5 megabytes to install, and it has the kind of details like Will was saying here. Meh, that's one that I would personally just kind of pass on. I would just stick with the base game one, but I can hear the other argument and understand it.
Next one is going to be the Lizard Z 263. This is by Clonic. This is going to be 17.13 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $20,000. You have a horsepower requirement of 40. So, and this does only make your smaller bales. But the nice thing about this is you can actually see the bale getting formed on the inside. So,
So this one is a really nice mod. 17.313 megabytes to install. It's a bit on the higher side for what you're getting, but comparables. The Gavile. Base game Gavile is 120 horsepower required. This is only 40, so it's 3 times less requirement for horsepower. It also makes the smallest bales. So the Gavile, it's basically a 1-to-1 up to this point. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is 20 grand. The Gavile, 60,500. You're saving $40,000 getting this one, and you're getting the same capacities and less horsepower requirements. I'd say install this absolutely, and you get the detail of actually seeing the bale spin up. That's pretty nice. I like that.
oh yeah, 100%. I snagged it. Next one is going to be the Lizard MX6M. This is by Holtz FS. This is going to be 6.43 megabytes to download. Price tag of $3,200. Working with 6 meters. A horsepower requirement of 100. I thought this was a roller, or you got a configuration for a roller, so I installed it, and after I realized that it didn't, I got rid of it.
So 7 megabytes to install, $3,200 to buy. That's not bad. This is a mulcher. The closest base game that we have, this being 6 meters wide, is going to be the Bednar Mulcher MM7000. That's $35,000 to buy. This is $3,200 to buy, so it's significantly cheaper. The Bednar is 7 meters. This is 6 meters, so you're losing a meter, but you're saving a ton of money. The Bednar is 210 horsepower requirement. This is 100 horsepower requirement. Now, I will say, everything I just said, fine and dandy. This I would install, and I did install. But be wary of this one, because if you take a look at the first set of photos here, the front kind of tiller in the front there is offset to the two in the rear. So what happens is that as you are using this, especially if you're using a worker, it leaves just a little itty bitty tile that does not get mulched. And the reason that is because it basically recognizes the rear set of tillers, not the front set. So it will basically, start your tilling just slightly ahead of where it should, and it leaves just a little bitty gap. So it leaves all these little specks all around your field that does not get mulched. So I speak from personal experience. I literally just did this today. So it was one of those that kind of came as a shock to me, seeing all these little speckles on my map, of unmulched field. So yeah, just a little thing to be aware of. Yeah, it's still worth the install because it's so significantly cheaper, and you're barely missing out on the meterage.
Right. Next one is going to be the Lizard Q75 Subsoiler. This is by KRKZ Modding. It's going to be 7.10 megabytes to download. Base price is $7,500. Working with 2.5 meters. And required horsepower of 110. This is a pass for me. It looks phenomenal, but pass for me.
So 2.5 meter working width is going to be probably the Alpago dyno. Oh, give me 1 second. I'm going to sneeze. There we go. Much better. So the Alpago K Dyno 5200 is $10,000 for purchasing. and is 2 meter working width. This is 2.5 meter working width and is 7,500. So bigger and cheaper. So already nice and nice. This also is 8 megabytes to install, so not too bad. Now, the one thing that I don't necessarily care about for this is that it appears, now this might be an option that turns on and off roller. I'm not seeing anything in particular, but you can see in this first screenshot here how it's rolling out the subsoiler and it's giving you the ridges. It does have that roller in the back, so you would think that it would kind of give you the more cultivated look. So that kind of is off-putting. I mean, all in all, I would install this. I didn't. I would, based on everything I'm seeing here. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm standing on it.
Yeah, I passed on it. Next one is going to be the Lizard FP300. This is by Polly Paul. This is going to be 6.52 megabytes to download. Price tag of $9,460. Working with the 3 meters. Required horsepower is 70. I passed on this.
So this is a roller, a 3 meter roller for less than 10 grand. There is nothing anywhere close to this to show as comparable. The smallest roller that we have base game is 12.3 meters. This is 3 meters. So if you want some, 3 meter, action going on here, here you go. It's available for you. 7 megabytes to install, less than 10 grand, and 70 horsepower. I mean, I'm not going to say that this is one I would go run out and get, but if I wanted to do some 3 meter work, here we go.
Right. Next one will be the Lizard LH10. This is by Holtz FS. This is going to be 4.74 megabytes to download. Price tag of $2,500. Required horsepower is 90. Working with is 2.5 meters. This is a plow. This is a hard pass for me, though.
So this one, I'd be okay with this one, and here's why. 5 megabytes to install, super small to install. Closest comparable, Agribusniess POV 5XL. 2.5 meters, 2.5 meters. Got a good comparison right there. The mod is 2,500. Agribusniess 16,000. You can get this significantly cheaper, and this is far closer to a straight edge plow than the Agribusniess Chiselback. I mean, this it does have a little bit of curvature, but it's going to be kind of a solid, state. You're going to be able to predict exactly where this is going to plow. So,
Right.
I'd be more in line with having this than the Agribusniess POV for many of the reasons I mentioned here tonight. Because Chiselbacks, bleh.
I agree. Next one will be the Lizard CL42. This is also by Holtz FS. This is going to be 4.60 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $6,500, working with a 4.5 meters, and required horsepower of 100. This is a disc harrow. I passed on this.
So again, this would be one that I would install. Again, 5 megabytes to install, not that big. This is going to be size-wise in between the Crossmax 300 and the Vaderstadt Carrier XL 625. Now, this is where this one is an all-day, all-night install. Taking a look at the prices. The Crossmax 300 is $9,000. The Vaderstadt, $75,000. The working widths is 3 and 6.3. This is 4.5, so it's nice in the middle. But $6,500 for this mod. So it's cheaper than the Crossmax 300 at 3 meters. It's bigger than it. I mean, yeah, I would install this. Absolutely. If I don't do a lot of disc harrow work, but if I did, I would go with this.
Next one is going to be Hydraulic Disc Harrow MF, aka Massey Ferguson, 32. This is by GNFS. This is going to be 4.33 megabytes to download. Price tag of $5,000. Required horsepower is 80. Working with is basically 3 meters, 2.9. The pass.
So again, looking at pass.
Yeah, pass for me.
So again, looking at the CrossMax 300 is our base, as our comparable. 3 meter working width. This is practically 3 meters, 2.95. CrossMax 95 horsepower. This is 80 horsepower. The CrossMax $9,000. This is $5,000. You're saving 4 grand right off the rip, and only 5 megabytes to install. Yeah, I would definitely go for this.
Next is going to be the Lizard RDMR 300. This is also by Holtz FS. This is going to be 3.64 megabytes to download. You have a base price of $41,000. You have a required horsepower of 100 and a working width of 3.4 meters. This is a pass for me.
So this, see, we're gonna have a real hard time coming up with comparable for this, for the most part. So this is supposed to be like a brush hog. It's a rear deck mower, and less than 4 megabytes install, not that bad. The closest comparable that we have is the Samaz KDF 341S. That is a front deck mower. It's the same exact working width, 3.4 meters for both of these. The mod is $4,100. The Samaz is $14,000. So you get the same exact working width for about 10 grand cheaper, almost 10 grand. I mean, yeah, I would install this just to save that money. But the problem is, is that the Samaz is supposed to be paired with the rear deck mower to give you a combined total of well over like 7 meters,
Right.
front and rear. So this is going to only limit you to the rear mowing capacity. So that's one of those where, well, actually, I would install this after doing a little bit of testing. If you're able to hook this onto the front of your tractors and it works going forwards, then I would install this because again, you're saving about 10 grand. Put this on the front, and then you can still hook up the rear deck Samaz and still get the same exact working width.
Right.
So yeah, that's after a little testing, maybe.
Right. Next one is going to be the Carnarvon EcoMat. This is by Ben. It's going to be 11.78 megabytes to download. Price tag of $23,500. Required horsepower is 220. Working with is 3.5 meters. There we go. This is a pass for me.
Dizzleback pass.
Yeah. Next one is with the Lizard Equipment Pack. This is by Sam SI. This is going to be 29.70 megabytes to download. This one was a pass, I believe, for me. This one was a pass for me.
30 megabytes to install, and for the most part, it looks like basically all the same tools that we get base game. The exception, the change, is that instead of having tools that are red in their what's the design color per se, instead of having reds and stuff, this is greens.
Right.
So for me, not really worth it. You do get a couple of things here and there, like the triple bag lifter. You do get it looks like a shovel with straps in it, which that is kind of cool. But I'm not going to install a 30 megabyte file in order to have one bucket and potentially one bag lifter with triple header as opposed to just a double.
Right.
So for me, a hard pass.
Next is going to be the Sep Canusel. Yeah, Sep Canusel F240. This is by B Gamer 003. It's going to be 2.68 megabytes to download. Price tag is $12,000. Required horsepower is 40. Working with is 2.4 meters. This is a pass for me.
So not only is this a pass, this is a hard pass for me, and here's why. 3 megabytes, fine and dandy. Closest comparable is the K-Brand GMD 3123F. So that's base game $13,500 for the K brand. This is $12,000. K brand's 3.1 meters. This is 2.4 meters. So you're talking a $1,500 difference, but you're losing over a whole meter in working width. That's a very, very, very bad
Right.
investment for me personally. So yeah, not the price savings is not worth the loss of that meter that you're getting. So hard pass.
Right. Next one is going to be the Lizard TPS. This is by Hydraulic. It's going to be 2.12 megabytes to download. Price tag of $310. This is a pass for me.
So 3 megabytes to install, 310 to buy. It's a water trailer. I mean, meh. It's nothing wrong with it, depending on the actual capacity that it holds. Um, because you figure about the closest thing we got is that Abbey tanker, 2,800 liters. If this even has like 1,000 liters, the Abbey does. It costs $5,850 for 2,080 liters. If this does 1,000 liters at $300, that's a significant savings and a relatively decent size for the tanker. Um, yeah, I would install it if it's that kind of capacity. But right now, I don't see a capacity for this, so I can't confirm.
Right. Next one is going to be the Root Crop Palletizer. This is by Farmer Dad Monkey Show Modding. It's going to be 85 kilobytes. You have a price tag of $45,000. Capacity is 13,000 liters. This is a pass for me.
So this one I did install. It's super uh, small to install, super small. And you get the ability to palletize all the other root crops that are available in base game. Now, here's the thing is the base game one only does potatoes and sugar beets. Only. I don't understand why this mod needs to exist, personally. I don't know why Giants' doesn't do this. Because essentially it's just it's expanding the additional root crops that we have that's part of base game.
Right.
So this is basically picking up the ball where it was fumbled, in my opinion. Um, shouldn't have to exist, but it is. And yeah, I installed it.
Nice. Next one is going to be Square Balers Plus. This is by BD Mods or BB Mods. There we go. It's going to be 35.21 megabytes to download. This is just like the round baler pack that they had come out. I did a hard pass on this.
Same here. Almost 36 megabytes to install, and we're talking, some minor quality of life issues, increased functionality without completely breaking realism, increased working speed, increased cost and horsepower requirements, custom bale sizes, 1.5 capacity, 180 centimeter square liftable bales, slightly wider pickup for the larger swaths. I mean, it's all these little itty bitty things that are like just quality of life improvements. Not worth the 36 megabytes, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. Next one is going to be a homemade weight. This is by Anyar Emre. This is going to be 0.52 megabytes to download. Price tag of $750. It's a weight.
Now, I would be right there with you and say it's just a weight. But less than a megabyte to install. It's the one of the more unique looking weights that we have. So because of that, I will give it a slightly more than it's a weight and say I would install this because it's at least unique.
Right.
And this is something that you would see in real life.
Right.
So, yeah, this is something that I would install and I would give a more than just it's a weight.
No, I completely hear you on there. It means something different.
Exactly.
Next one is gonna be Pigpen. This is by Missy B. This is gonna be 5.41 megabytes to download. So your animal pen is you have a price tag of $85,000. Holds up to 250 pig capacity. Except you can expand the pasture out. It does show like the liters there. Pass for me only because I don't do pigs.
So, closest in-game comparable that we have is the Horman Pigsty Large. Uh, the modded one holds up to 250. The base game holds 275. So the base game holds more, but 85,000 to buy. The mod, this is $164,000 for the base game. So you're spending double the amount for not double the capacity. You're only getting an additional 25 for the base game one.
Right.
So I would get this. 6 megabytes to install, and it gives you all the various you know inputs that you have here, the capacities, food, water, straw, and slurry. Yeah, I would absolutely install this.
If I was doing pigs, then yeah, 100%. Next one's gonna be Self-Made Cowshed. This is by DDEC96. It's gonna be 9.41 megabytes to install. You have a price tag of $36,500. You have a capacity of 45 cows, and then it does come with a manure plate, which you have a base price of $1,320. Capacity is 74,380 liters. I did pass on this though.
So less than 10 megabytes to install. You're talking 45 cows and 36,500. The closest in-game comparable would be the cow barn, the Horman cow barn. That holds 50 cows, so the base game holds 5 additional cows. But 36,500 for the mod to purchase. Base game, $254,000.
Right.
This is a huge cost savings, and you get almost as many cows capacity in this as you do in the base game one. I would absolutely download and install this all day and night. Absolutely.
Right. Next one's gonna be Small Corn Dryer. This is by JMZ. This will be 4.42 megabytes to download. This one he does have it built in to like the prices menu, so you can just sell it wherever. It's very unique. I mean, I personally didn't install it, but it definitely looks pretty good though.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is less than 5 megabytes to install. If you're looking for a production to do with your corn that isn't, normal to like base game stuff, then this is right up your alley. This one I would absolutely install. It's small in the install and you can do something with corn. That's awesome. I like it.
Right, right. So your next one is gonna be the horizontal mixer. This is by JMZ. This is gonna be 3.87 megabytes to download. You do have a price tag of $7,000. Total capacity of 3,000 liters. It does have 2,000 cycles per hour. And then you do have to get the seeds additive for it, which is going to cost you $840 for 60 liters. This is a pass for me.
So same here, and the reason being is I don't understand why the seed additive is there. Doesn't make sense to me. This is supposed to be a pig feed mixer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but I also think that he also allowed you to make like seeds and stuff like that, I think.
Oh, is there seed capacity with this? Okay. So if that's the case, then I mean, I would consider. I mean, 4 megabytes to install and 7 grand to buy. You're talking only 3,000 liters, so it's going to be incredibly, incredibly, incredibly small. If it does that kind of multi-function, hypothetically, then yeah, I would be okay with that.
Next one's going to be Corn Crib. This is by MA7 Studio. This is going to be 5.54 megabytes to download. Price tag of $3,500. Capacity of 40,000 liters. I absolutely love this. I got this installed.
Absolutely. I absolutely love this as well. 6 megabytes to install. MA7 Studios makes amazing mods, amazing models, and essentially it's a silo. It's got capacity of 40,000 liters, and it's for your corn. So you can just kind of stack your corn in there, and it looks like it's actually kind of filling up the husks and the kind of dried corn inside the bins. I absolutely love this because it reminds me of my grandfather's farm. He had something extremely similar to this for his chickens. So he would have all the corn just kind of sitting in this bin, just hanging out, and every once in a while we come by and pull out a cob of corn and just peel it off and start chucking it into the chicken pen. So yeah, kind of reminds me of home. So kind of has a special place in my heart. Absolutely install it.
Yeah. Plus the the dried corn you can also sell at like base game sell points. You don't need an extra sell point. So
Nice.
next one is gonna be Old Workshop. This is by Miko Modding. This is gonna be 1.05 megabytes to download. You do have a price tag of $2,500. So it's basically an old workshop. I passed on it, but someone else might like it, and it's only repair and customize. So
2 megabytes to install, 2,500 to buy. Not that bad either way. Yeah, I would install this. I didn't, but I wouldn't be opposed to it.
right. Next one is gonna be Garage with Storage. This is by Nelu. It's gonna be 16.72 megabytes to download. Your price tag of $46,500. I mean, yeah, $500. This is a pass for me.
Yeah, same here. 17 megabytes to install, 46,000 to buy. I mean, you're talking high megabytes. It does look good. It does have an interesting look to it. I like the brick kind of look to it, but not enough to where I'm gonna want to, install it.
Right. Next one is gonna be Garage with Workshop. This is by Patty and Icus. This is gonna be 5.81 megabytes to download. You do have a price tag of $60,000. This you can customize, repaint, repair, and sell. I absolutely love this. I have this installed.
6 megabytes to install and 60 grand to buy. Yeah, I would absolutely install this. I mean, you're talking small megabytes, and yeah, it's a bit higher on the price, but you do get a pretty decent size building, highly detailed. Yeah, it's nice.
Plus, it's by
Absolutely nice.
plus it's also by Icus and Patty.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
next one is Machine Sheds. It's supposed to be 2 words. This is by Dithmaster Modding. It's gonna be 1.22 megabytes to download. Price tag of $75,000. Pass. I passed on this.
Yeah, I mean, this one I'm not necessarily opposed to. Less than 2 megabytes to install, 75,000 to buy. It's one of those where it's definitely got an interesting look because you got this kind of side bay with little, like on this picture it shows the bales and stuff all stacked up, and you got the trailers and all this on the side, but then you got the harvester in its own bay tucked away in the back there. I like it. I think that's all right. And again, less than 2 megabytes to install. It's not going to take up a ton of space. Why not?
Next one's gonna be Old Shed. This is by Slaw89. This is gonna be 7.42 megabytes to download. Price tag of $10,000. I passed on this too.
8 megabytes to install and 10 grand. It's very highly detailed. I do like the brickwork. I like the kind of offset tones on the roof pans right there. Um, this is not one I would install. It's just not the kind of style that I would like, but I do appreciate the mod.
Oh yeah,
So pass, but it is nice.
one of my favorite mods from the week. Next one's gonna be Metal Medium Shed. This is by Patty. It's gonna be 6.22 megabytes to download. Price tag of $85,000. I love this shed.
Okay. So 7 megabytes to install, and you've got a price of $85,000. I mean, it does look extremely highly detailed. You've got, just the kind of loftiness of the interior. I love the kind of, uh, not regression, but the recess of this kind of general area that I'm showing on my screen.
Mhm.
Yeah, all in all, I think it's a nice looking mod. It's got a ton of customizations that you can do in colors. Yeah, I would install this.
And the loft door up top actually does work.
Oh, nice.
So, next one is going to be Slurry Shaft Package. This is by Razak. This is going to be 4.34 megabytes to download. You do have a price tag of $30,000. Capacity of 500,000 liters. Pass. I pass on this.
5 megabytes to install, and you have $30,000 to buy. It's essentially a silo for your slurry, so you can kind of keep it on the side of your fields and stuff. Um, I mean, I probably wouldn't personally use this, so it'd probably be a pass for me. But I can hear the argument.
Next one is going to be Metal Garage. This is by A2OK. It's going to be 1.54 megabytes to download. Price tag is $1,000. Pass. I passed on this one. I mean, it looks phenomenal,
Pass.
but I passed on it though.
Yep, I'm right there with you. Pass.
Next one's going to be Storage Shed. This is by DLS Tynes. It's going to be 6.89 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $30,000. I mean, it looks absolutely highly detailed, but I passed. There's also a trigger in the back that you can go and press, and it could get rid of the hayloft areas on the inside.
So 7 megabytes, $30,000. It is highly detailed. It looks really, really good. It's not something for me. It's definitely got
Polish.
that kind of look, uh, that Dutch look. There we go. Uh, so it's just one of those that it wouldn't fit on anything that I can utilize at the moment. So it'd be a pass.
Let's see, next one will be American Multi-Fruit Silos. This is by TK Farms. It's going to be 3.11 megabytes to download. So you have stave silo, capacity 500,000 liters. You have a price tag of $50,000, and then you have mixed silo. So the capacity is 750,000 liters. Price tag is $75,000. Then steel silo, capacity is 1 million liters. Price tag is $100,000. I absolutely love this. I installed this.
Yeah, less than 4 megabytes to install, and you have so many different options for your silos. Yeah, absolutely. Install this. Absolutely.
Let's see here. Next one is going to be Old Polish Fences Pack. This is by uh, Rolkeb. Rolseb. It's going to be 37.56 megabytes to download. Over 20, over 20 metal fences, including 8 color variants and 2 wooden fences. This is a hard pass for me.
Extremely hard pass.
Yeah. Moving on.
And here's the thing is even though I'm saying extremely hard pass, it's not that it's like saying anything about the mod itself. They look great. They genuinely look like good gates, but they're fences. I mean, for 30 almost 38 megabytes to install and fences.
Right. Right. Next we're going to talk about is for an update. This is for New Bartleshegen. This is
What'd you
by
call me?
this is by Atsy VR. It's going to be 135.28 megabytes to download. You have changelog 1.0.0.1. Space character not recommended in file name fixed and unknown map name fixed, server fixed. So
I have nothing to add.
all right. Next one is going to be Matto Pitibia Map 2K25. This is by Lost Gamer and a bunch of other modders. I don't know. Sounds Spanish. It's going to be 502.47 megabytes to download. I passed on this.
See, 5 out of 5 for me. I absolutely adored this map. And I'm not huge on like the South American maps. But yeah, no, this to me was absolutely a prime example of 5 out of 5s. So the reason that is because the just general topography and landscape of this map is incredible. So coming in on the western side of the map, this whole western side here is just windy, twisty mountain roads. Same thing here on the northern part, windy, twisty mountain roads. And to get out to anything, it just feels like it takes forever. But here on the majority of the map, like the fields and then the farmlands and all that stuff, it's really flat for the most part. I mean, for the most part, it's really, really flat, but it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous everywhere you could look. And then up in the north east corner, you have a large grassland area. Unfortunately, not harvestable grass, but it is a grassland area. I mean, there's just so much going on in this map. You got this kind of town area in the northwestern corner that it's got sell points and all that stuff. This road right here that's in between the western road and northern road, it's a little dirt track, like dirt road that winds and twists and turns up the mountainside. You cross over a river twice. The first time you cross over, it's these wood beams that just laid out that's wide enough for your tires to fit on, and that's it. So you've got to be very careful. The second one is an actual bridge that you can drive over. But I mean, it's so unique. I've never seen anything like it. I love the mountain pass roads, and it's literally mountain roads. Like this northern road here. If you look on the one side, you've got the cliff face on your right side if you're driving, west to east. Mountains are on your right side. The sheer drop off is on your left. So it's very unique. Not something I've ever seen on a farm sim map, and yeah, I'm all about it. Now I will say I did get some feedback from some people saying that the AI workers are not working like they're supposed to on this map. So just be aware of that, but it's still a gorgeous map. So it's probably likely just going to need some updates. After the updates, it's going to be an absolutely smashing map.
I mean, if you're totally into South American maps, yeah, 100% check it out. Next one is going to be Herman's Hazen by Beamer. It's going to be 362.98 megabytes to download. I passed on this as well.
So this one was about middle of the pack for me. I didn't have anything that bad or that good to say about it. The kind of general layout is you're basically on a peninsula, but for the most part, there was a few things that I found that were kind of wrong with it, which kind of knocked down the grading a little bit. But it is what it is. It's not that great, not that bad. It's right there in the middle, in my opinion. So, definitely check it out. But it's just one of those that didn't blow my socks away like the Matopiba.
Right. Yeah, I saw both your map tours on that. Next one is going to be Transport Trailer 19M and 25M. This is by Sir Vertex and ZT Modding. Is going to be 26.96 megabytes to download. I do like this.
I really like this mod. I really like it. 27 megabytes is a bit rich, but I love the ability to be able to lug your harvester and your header all on one trailer and it be just at the ready for you. I really like that. It's just one of those that almost 30 megabytes to install. That's a bit rich for me, so I ended up passing on it, even though I do love this mod.
Right. Next one is going to be Low Loader Gale Trailer by Hispano. This is going to be 21.79 megabytes to download. You do have a base price of $56,000. I passed on this.
Yeah, same here. 22 megabytes to install, and you're talking almost 60 grand to buy. Yeah, it's too expensive. It's too high on the download size, so pass.
Next one is going to be Lizard Golf Cart. This is by Peter Barry and FS Play. It's going to be 5.09 megabytes to download. Price tag $8,000. Horsepower 48. I mean, it's a club cart. It's a golf cart. I passed on this.
Pass. Hard pass.
This is not golfing simulator. Next one is going to be the Lizard 9 Times. This is by Sevi Modding, AM Modding. This is going to be 3.74 megabytes to download. Price tag of $5,500. Required horsepower is 90. Working with is 2.4 meters. I passed on this.
So, looking at the closest comparables, the working with is 2.4. So, closest one we have is the Eco Cultivator 300. Let's see. Yeah, so that is 3 meters working with. This is 2.4, so it's a little bit smaller. Horsepower requirement for the Eco is 110. This is 90, so it's a little bit less horsepower. And the prices, Eco Cultivator is 16,000. This is 5,500. So it's significantly cheaper, and it's not that much smaller. It's zero point 0.6 meters smaller than the base game, but it's significantly cheaper. It's about 10 plus grand cheaper than the base game. 4 megabytes to install. It's not that bad. So yeah, I would be fine with installing this one. Absolutely. And I really like the look of it. It's just looks kind of like that aggressive kind of, almost like it should be a plow.
Right.
And it does look like it's giving you a, well, no, is it giving, no, it's giving a cultivated state. So yeah, I think it looks good, and yeah, I'd install it.
Next one's going to be Multi-Loader Bale King. This is by Mac Trucker 921. This is going to be 1.80 megabytes to download. Price tag of $5,600. This was a pass for me.
Same here. We basically got the same exact thing, base game. The Albert Bale King, this is the Bale King, but this is the multi-loader. Um, I'm not 100% certain outside of it being usable for all the other, things other than a front loader. The telehandlers, the wheel loaders, things like that. But it's basically the same thing, so pass.
Next one is going to be All-in-One Production by The Lort. It's going to be 9.86 megabytes to download. Price tag of $25,000. You have a capacity of 1 million liters per fill type. This I passed on, personally.
Pass. 10 megabytes to install, not that bad. The price of 25,000, again, not that bad. It's got good capacities. Everything is all fine and dandy. What I don't like about this is the fact that it's the whole all-in-one. Like, you could make every single production chain item at this one location, and that's just too unrealistic for me. So yeah, it's a pass.
Next one is going to be Small Farm Production. This is by Omatana. It's going to be 13.32 megabytes to download. Farm Production, base price, for price tag is $45,000. And then you have Farm Supply Production. That's the thing. Price tag of $45,000. I personally passed on this.
So this one I like, but I like the which one? I think it's the farm production. No, I'm sorry. The farm supply. The farm supply I like more than the farm production because again, The farm production is essentially like the last one. It's basically creating you know, all the production points all in one location, but the supply is all these stuff to put out on your fields and stuff. So you can use it to make, digestate fertilizer, TMR, hay, liquid fertilizer, lime. And again, you're running into all the products, similar as the previous one, but these are all the supplies that you need for your farm to function. So it's one of those, I'm more okay with it being farm supplies and less okay with it being the production points or the productables from all the other, like the bakeries and the mills and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it being 14 megabytes to install is not that bad. Yeah, I'm fine with this, and I did install this.
I mean, I absolutely like how you can actually go inside, though. That I do like.
Yes. Yeah, and considering that again, it's only 14 megabytes to install, and you have the ability to go inside, and I believe there's certain like interactable areas to where you can actually like see things working on the inside.
Yeah, pretty good. Next one's be a placeable dairy farm package. This is by DMI 20mm Normandy. It's gonna be 3.74 megabytes to download. Each decoration is gonna be $50, but yeah, it's all just decoration. I passed on this.
Pass.
Next one is gonna be Garage with Workshop. This is by Raider. It's gonna be 31.37 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $72,000. I passed on this.
Yeah, 32 megabytes to install for a, basically garage, with a repair trigger. I mean, look, highly detailed. It looks very, very sharp, but yeah, it's a pass.
Yeah, 100%. Next one is going to be Grain Complex. This is by DDIC96. This is going to be 26.68 megabytes to download. You have the hull dimensions because it does come with a hull. It's going to be 50 meters by 14 meters. The cell capacity is 600,000 liters. Price tag is $385,000. I passed on this.
Same. 27 megabytes to install, so it's already pretty high up there. 600,000 liter capacity. It's essentially just a silo system with, grain storage as well. I mean, yeah, it's not bad. It's got the details. It looks good. It's got that kind of withered look to it, that kind of old and broken, but it's a large facility, so you're gonna have to spend a lot of money, almost $400,000 to place it down. It's not a lot of storage compared to its size. 600,000 liters is not that large. And you're going to have to dedicate a lot of space for this. A lot of space. It's a huge, huge model.
Right.
So it's one of those that all that kind of, leads to its downfall to me.
Right. 100%. Next one's going to be Warehouse. This is by ATSI VR. It's going to be 8.90 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $86,000. Capacity is 80,000 liters. This I love. So basically, you pull in, you dump, and they can take out these markers. But when you dump in, it'll actually show up in the bunker areas.
Yeah, so essentially it's a silo. I do like it as well. 9 megabytes to install and $86,000 to buy. 80,000 liter capacities for all the various stuff. I mean, it's root crops. It's essentially root crops: potatoes, beets, carrots, parsnips, beetroots. It's this root crop storage. So all in all, I like it, and it's definitely worth an install.
Right. Next is going to be Grain Warehouse. This is by Raider. This is going to be 15.49 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $105,000. I passed on this.
Oops. Yeah, same here. 16 megabytes to install, $105,000 to buy. Looks mm, fairly detailed, for the most part, but not something that I'm into aesthetically speaking. So I would pass.
Next one is replaceable filling stations. This is by ATSI VR. It's going to be 2.74 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $100. Just place it down. But this is where you buy stuff. I passed on this.
3 megabytes to install, $100 to place down. It's not a bad download size. It's not a bad price. And you can buy, seeds, fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, pesticides, herbicides. Yeah, I mean, I would install this if I was looking for like a just a little buy point.
Right, right. Next was me Shed Pack. This is by DMI 20mm Normandy. It's going to be 11.61 megabytes to download. You do have a Shed 2, which is 18 by 30, only storage space. It's going to be have a price tag of $24,500. And then you do have a cowshed version, which costs has a price tag of $44,500. I think it was like 20 cows. I think something along those lines. But I passed on this.
Yeah, same here. 12 megabytes to install, not a bad size. You got the cow shed for 44,000 and you've got the shed itself for 24,500. I mean, it's again, it's that kind of general look to it. It does look good. It does have a good look to it, but there's just that kind of built for a specific region look that it has. So because of that, it's one that I kind of breeze over.
Right. Next one is going to be Old Log Sheds. This is by Agribusniess. It's going to be 22.38 megabytes to download. I mean, the prices range between $5,000 and $12,000. And then you also have something that ranges between $2,000 and $4,000. So I personally passed on this. I do really like it. It looks fantastic, but I personally passed on it.
Agreed. 100% agree. 23 megabytes to install. You've got the various prices 5,000, 2,000, or 5,012 and 2 to 4. Um, yeah, it's just highly detailed. I love the aesthetics and the look of it. I love that winter look where the snow kind of accumulates in between the logs, but not enough for me to say, okay, I want this on my save game. So I pass.
Right. Uh, Next one's going to be Manure Bunker. This is by Alice Factory Mods. This will be 5.66 megabytes to download. You have a price tag of $65,000. I absolutely love this because you can tell by this by like the second picture. You get it empty, and then when you put stuff in, you can actually watch it fill. So, absolutely love this mod.
Yeah, so 6 megabytes to install and 65,000 to purchase. It's a good looking mod. I second what you said, and the ability to empty out and to fill it up, definitely gives it that kind of realism look to it and feel. Yeah, I would install this absolutely.
Next one is going to be Old Deep Well by Raider. It's going to be 3.23 megabytes to download. Price tag of $8,500. I told myself hard pass.
Hard pass. Yep. 4 megabytes, 8,500. It's neither bad on the download nor is it bad on the price, but it's a water. I mean, it's essentially what it is. It's for water. So just pass. And again, it's got that specific look to it that's going to be like region specific.
Next one is going to be Small Farmhouse. This is by BK Mods. It's going to be 11.74 megabytes to download. Now, it does say price tag is $10,000. Yeah, you go into the game, and it's like a pop up as a $1 purchase that. And yes, you can go inside.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, 12 megabytes to install. You can go inside. That's nice. $1 purchase price. Ka-ching. I mean, all in all, yeah, I'd install this. It'd be fine.
Right. Next one is going to be House in Old Style. This is by Canary 317. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's going to be 9.67 megabytes to download. Price tag is $50,000. Pass.
Yeah, same here. 10 megabytes to install, 50 grand to buy. I mean, it looks nice. It looks like a good model. It's got kind of the kind of rough and withered and worn look to it. But all in all, it's a house. It's essentially a sleep trigger and not something that I'd be too interested in. And again, region specific, Polish style. So going to be one of those where, meh, just going to be a pass.
That's it.
Booyah! We made it.
Yeah, that's all the mods that. I'm exhausted.
Let me catch up with the chat here just
All right.
real fast
Okay.
here. We got Kiwi Sim Farmer. How's it going, Kiwi? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says hello, BDD, and everyone in chat. We got Benji says, see y'all later. Have a wonderful night. You as well, Benji. Hope you have yourself a fantastic one. You take care, and we'll see you again next time. We got Marty Cantrell. How's it going, Marty? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says howdy all. And Marty also says, I will make a suggestion. Who is in VC? So it's myself, BDD, as well as Will T Gaming. And that's it.
Yep. For anyone wondering, because we're not gonna have time to go over the news because I really had to go to bed because I got work at 7:45 this morning.
Ooh.
Yeah. Basically, if anyone wants to know anything about news, you can go over to my page, Will T Gaming F Encyclopedia. Take a look. I recently did post something, which I know he didn't say anything about it, but I can already tell that it means that we're getting a shed pack from Frankenmuth. So we're getting like all those red barns again in one pack. And there's just we do have a Gleaner Harvester, the N series pending from a different modder. So we do have that coming. Yeah, so you guys just go over, check it out. I post everything on there daily. So if you see anything that you'd be interested in, like I said, I'm just scrolling through right now and literally there's like nothing. So yeah, so just news from Custom Modding, which we already knew about, pending. New news from Sid Modding about his high ground egg, still getting worked on. Just news from Celebuki, which is that map has already been resubmitted. Just new news about a dumper pack and a bed pack from Roughneck Modding. The bed pack is still being worked on. The tipper is with Giants tipper pack. Other than that, Rooster Mods is bringing back his hay wagons, his older style hay wagons. Ada Modding is just bringing back his John Deere fall mower. That's literally it. So, like I said, didn't even take 2 minutes to go over that, but no. But I mean, if you guys really want to follow up on news, make sure you stay tuned over here. I know there are some modders that are going to be following my page, just so things will automatically upload, so I won't have to go and search for them no more.
Nice.
So I'm hoping that will happen here in the next couple of weeks. But we did it. We got through all the mods.
Haha, look at us go.
So let's hope for another great week of mods.
Oh my goodness. You figure we've been on here what since 9:30, so it's been 3 hours right
Yeah.
now, and we've been doing nothing but talking about mods, with the exception of the last 2 minutes here talking about the other stuff that's
Yeah.
coming in news.
Yeah. So
Holy smokes.
like I said, news was not going to take that long to go over. So
Yeah.
So but
Holy smokes, man. But yeah, if you need to go ahead and hop, I'm gonna stick on for just a little bit longer.
all right. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it. I really appreciate you guys popping in. It was awesome to see Superfly in here. If you guys like what you guys saw, you want to see more, make sure you smash the subscribe button, then hit the bell to get notified whenever I post a video or go live. Make sure you also smash that like button. Make sure you share the video or live stream. Other than that, hope you guys have a wonderful night. Stay safe.